Who's ready for the Dirt Life Show?
Woo-wee! Man, oh man, oh man. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for joining us tonight. We are really excited, and I mean, like, really, really excited. Tonight is our 1 year anniversary. Actually, August 12th is our anniversary, but we'll just call it our anniversary, right?
Oh, that's Lily's birthday.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's perfect. So happy birthday to Lily and anniversary to us, right?
Yeah.
So we are stoked, man. We really, really, really appreciate everybody following along with us and coming on this journey. It's meaningful to us because we didn't have any idea that that this show would actually, people would want to watch it.
And yeah, here we are 1 year later.
I know,
so
exactly.
In a special commemoration of this event, I found this in your garage, and I'd like to present it to you.
Thanks, dude. So we're winning today, 1 year anniversary, right?
Yep.
This is a really nice trophy. Thank you very much. You cleaned it up too.
Yeah, thanks, garage.
I appreciate it, man. So thanks for the commemorative memento on this special occasion, right?
Perfect.
Dude, that's awesome. Thanks. I appreciate it. So the Dirt Life is winning.
Yay.
So we got a Rumble After Dark trophy for our 1 year anniversary. Thanks, Case.
Yep, perfect.
But no, really, I really do want to thank everybody. It's awesome that we have so much support, and the show is growing. It's just a little off-road show. We sit here and we talk about stuff. You talk around the campfire. We
have tacos.
Yeah, have tacos. Yeah. So it really honestly is cool though, man. Like when you really look at it like from a business standpoint, to have all these people joining us and accepting us on social media and going through the whole process. I mean, like 1 year later to have a good following, to have people actually want to listen to us, two dudes sitting in a studio talking about off-road stuff is pretty freaking cool, man.
Pretty cool.
And I wanted to give a special thanks to my buddy that helped me start this thing, Cody Sanders.
Absolutely.
And I actually got to see him this past weekend. We got to go swimming, have some fun, get out of the heat a little bit. So I want to thank him too, because he was an integral part of starting this thing too. And like I said before, though, like everybody that's just joined us had fun with us, all of our partners, everybody's just super, super cool. So congratulations to the Dirt Life Show for 1 year anniversary.
Nice.
Tonight's show is going to be freaking killer, man. Like, we have so much to talk about. We had Justin Smith calling in, talking to us. Usually we have, like, people talk about what they did at the races or how they did, But he's going to talk to us about what's going on before the races. Like, I think this is going to be super cool.
Sweet.
He's gonna, well, yeah, and then, like, everybody, no matter who it is, a mechanic, a racer themselves, a co-driver, before the races, it's always a different mindset than it is after.
No doubt. What I mean? I do.
It's before you go to your big meeting at work for your promotion, like those kinds of feelings. So it'll be neat to understand what Justin has going on. So, hey, Brian, thanks for chiming in. Good evening, gents. Congrats on the anniversary. We really appreciate it, man. We're pretty pumped. Thank you very much for being one of our loyal audience members too, or listeners, and a good friend too. Really appreciate that, man. And we also have our buddy Josh Shorter is going to be calling in from Thor MX. They make motocross gear, and they just had their 2021 release today, or it's all releasing today. So he's going to talk with us about all that new gear that they have, new helmets, new mountain bike stuff, dual sport stuff, even adventure gear.
Pumped for both of those last two.
I know, right? It's right up your alley, especially with getting your new bike and stuff. So it'll be really cool to talk with him, and we're just going to talk motocross and stuff.
I was going to say, and perfect time for the rollout of the season debut, or opener, I should say.
Exactly, because Loretta Lynn's amateur stuff just ended.
Yep.
And Loretta Lynn's national, we can talk about that with Josh, is going to be starting this weekend. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be pretty awesome
Me too.
to talk moto. And our featured guest, Katie Vernola, man, like her story just still amazes me. Like she's got such a great story. She's a model turned off-road racer. And, she grew up like a typical young girl in California, cheerleading and doing stuff like that. But we're going to get real deep into her story and understand how she got into off-road racing and just where she's at now with it. She really puts a lot of effort into her program, so it's really neat to see somebody that's working hard, having success in the off-road industry. So
definitely. And we're going to get some close-ups. I think the background's going to look pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that scheme. It's
the graphic scheme and stuff. She always has super cool cars. Like this year's set cars and things like that she has are like a digital camo kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But
Love
even the years before, all of her design stuff, I don't know who she has designed it or if she does it and suggests it to the wrap people, but she always does such a good job. One year she had like a pink chrome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was super cool. So it's really cool. And we'll talk to her a little bit about, stuff like that, what she has going on now, how 2020 has been treating her. And, it's just going to be really cool, man. We have a few things that I wanted to go over. One of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick before Justin calls in is that there's no SEMA this year. So that plug got pulled. But I actually think it's good, though, right? Because when stuff like that happens, there's two things that happen. First, people get all pissed off, right? They don't want it. But a better way to look at it is nobody's going to get sick. And then second, next year is going to kick that much more ass.
Yeah, it's going to have to.
It's going to be really, really cool. So I'm pretty pumped to be able to see what happens for SEMA. Like, we were
21.
Yeah, exactly. We were going to go to SEMA this year too and hang out and stuff, but obviously that's not going to happen. So, but it was, I don't know. It just is what it is, right? 2020 is just sucking.
Yep.
But another thing I wanted to talk about was the stuff that is getting going. And Vegas to Reno is going to happen this weekend, this coming weekend. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people that usually don't race Best in the Desert series are going to go race it. Like, so people that are committed to just score, like Mexico races and stuff like that, are now going to go and race Best in the Desert. So I think that's a super huge positive. Like, how cool is that all these people who wouldn't have usually raced it are going to race it?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Our friends at Honda Off-Road Racing are going to go up there. They usually wouldn't.
Yeah, right.
So that's going to be super cool. I can't wait to see how those guys do.
Yeah, it'll be sweet to see them in action for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to see how that Honda Ridgeline does up there, man.
I know. That thing was...
Dude, it looks so sick.
It was super surprising for me. You know, when you see a Ridgeline, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, Ridgeline. And then you see that one, you're like, whoa.
Dude.
That's legit.
It is really freaking cool.
And it looks cool.
Dude, like, I wish that everybody could have gone with us to the Honda Off-Road Racing headquarters. But stay tuned, because we're going to be releasing videos after the Best in the Desert race so that you guys can go and check them all out.
Nice.
Get an inside scoop on all their stuff.
Virtual tour.
Looks like we got a comment coming in, huh?
Hi from Ensenada, Mexico, Israel.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
What's up?
Way down there.
How you doing, Israel?
Yeah, we had tacos today, but they're probably not as good as yours.
I'll bet not.
So that's cool that all those people are going to be racing it. And another positive is that the Baja 1000 got confirmed that it's on.
Nice.
So we're really stoked on that. I don't know if the 500 is going to happen.
What's the time frame? Is that like in November?
Yes.
October, November?
Yeah, pretty sure it is. Yeah, November, I think. So that gives them plenty of time to recoup after Vegas to Reno.
Yeah.
Depending on how much those guys do with their trucks.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good timing if you think about it. Going to do this Reno and then be ready, see how it went. Like for anybody that maybe didn't normally do, just like you said, normally didn't do Best in the Desert, perfect time to have like that 2020 car that's been sitting.
A little test session.
Yeah, right.
Work out all the bugs.
Shake out the bugs. And
I think that's actually a really good point to make. So it'll be cool. And maybe that's what the Honda guys were thinking. Maybe that's what,
Yeah, perfect place.
Be more prepared for when they go down to Mexico.
Right.
So I think that's super, super cool. And I don't want the show to get super heavy or anything, but I wrote down a little thing that I wanted to mention to everybody, and I'm going to read this straight from my notes. But the show is it's all about our amazing guests and the incredible stories that they have about their dirt life, right?
Yep.
We get inside the inside scoop, basically, on all these people that we talk to. I've been around a lot of these people through my tenure in off-road. You've been around a lot of the people in motocross, RC racing, bicycle racing, and we haven't got anywhere near the stories that we got from the show. It's so cool to be able to have these open dialogues, and
totally.
It's really, really neat for us to be able to communicate this way.
Well, I love that all the guests are so willing to share that, whether they think it's cool or important or not. It's like, we get people chime in and tell us, friends of the show and stuff. They're like, dude, I love that. Now I have something to show my girls and say, hey, look at what these women are doing in the sport. It's so cool.
And relate it to their life, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's super cool. And it's just so neat. And there have been people that have been jerks about it and didn't want to come on the show or didn't want to say something. But all the people that we've had on have been fantastic, man. It's super cool. And we're still booked for like months.
Yep. So 2020 is good for us, not so much for them.
Yeah, for the Rona. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's really neat to get a bigger understanding of who these people are, their love and passion.
No doubt.
And like I said, I didn't want to get deep, but I started this show with help from a lot of other people, but 4 months after almost losing my life last year. And it was crazy because when I started the show, I had no idea how to do any of this stuff at all. I couldn't see. I couldn't hear hardly at all. And I was just laying around, right? Like trying to recoup. And so I would talk to my phone and I would ask Siri, I would say, Siri, can you tell me how to start a podcast? Siri, can you tell me how to show a live video on the internet? Siri, can you tell me where to plug in these cables for audio equipment? Siri, can you do that? And she would play it back and I would put the phone like basically right next to my ear so I could hear it.
Against your broken ear.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden this show came to fruition. Like it's super cool for me to understand that and for people to be backing that. Like, it's super, and I still get comments all the time about it. Like, dude, like it's way different than what it was. Like, how much different show number 1 was to show number tonight 51.
Right, and I think if I can interject for a second, I think all the sponsors and the short show supporters, I don't think it was so much a leap of faith because I think they understand. Knowing you, they know you how I know. So, I mean, we all kind of went through that struggle with you. That was terrible, obviously. But when you made that announcement with Cody, like, I know for me, and I know I'm not the only one, people were like, it's going to work. Because I know how he is. He's not going to quit until it's right and that it works. So what I'm saying is a little bit of a pat on the back is that I think a lot of the supporters and sponsors, et cetera, partners, they know that you're going to do everything you can to make it happen. So,
well, dude, I really appreciate that. It's nice to hear those words from somebody else. It's cool, and I appreciate all the sponsors and everybody who's been helping us. And especially you. I mean, you've dedicated a lot of time to this. Shoot, even last week we had audio and like technical issues, right? So it's never perfect, but just know that we care about it enough to be putting all this effort into it for you guys. So
absolutely.
We are really, really stoked. And thank goodness that we can all sit here and have some fun together. So one of the things that I was going to ask is everybody that's friends of the show, all of our audience members, listeners, please always chime in, comment on social media, comment on our live videos, even subscribe to our iTunes channel, subscribe to YouTube, and just have fun with us. We really, really want to keep growing this show and having our partners get the benefit of it and really, really have a good time. So we want to involve you as much as possible. So please give us all the comments, suggestions, anything that you guys have for us, because it would be really, really cool to be able to communicate more and make the show better for you guys.
So, hey, real quick, prayers out to Brian Hawkins. Sorry, buddy. If agreed. F the Rona, tested positive today, and not once felt like I was sick.
Yeah.
So hopefully we got a false positive there, buddy. But if not, take care of yourself, and you're in my prayers for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We really hope you're doing better. I don't mean to cut us off reading the comments, but we got Justin Smith of Shock Therapy and Shock Therapy Off-Road Racing calling in. What's up, Justin?
What's up, guys? How are you today?
Dude, we're doing fabulous. How about you?
Doing great, man. Actually driving down the hill right now from Flags. Spent the day up there testing.
Oh, right nice. On, dude. Well, we were, you obviously haven't had time to listen to the show, but we were just commenting on how thankful we are of all of our partners on the show, you being one of them, and Shock Therapy having our back since day one, because today is our 1-year anniversary.
Congratulations, man. Where's the party? I'm down.
So we got a little bit of a funny story, actually. Casey found we had a first place, like, what do you call this thing? Like a
cup?
A first place Rumble After Dark trophy that we won in some short course racing with your help, actually. And it's like a cup, like a Stanley Cup. And so Casey presented that to us out of our garage, out of our trophy collection. So he re-gifted it to me for our 1-year anniversary.
Perfect.
Re-gifting at its best. I love it.
Exactly. So, well, hey, man, I appreciate you calling in. I thought it was kind of cool that we wanted to talk about what it's like to start getting ready. I mean, for the Vegas to Reno races, instead of just talking about like what happens after the races. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate you giving us a buzz.
No problem, man. You want me to go deep on that one or what?
I kind of do. Yeah, we only got 15 minutes, so don't get too deep. But yeah, let's see how things are going. So what's the latest on your guys' preparation?
Well, I mean, obviously the car's been completely stripped down and put back together, and we've got a long list of things that we do when it comes to prep. About the only thing that we haven't put on the car is a chassis, motor, tranny, and arms. Everything else has been either rebuilt, it's new, or replaced.
Man.
And we wanted to put a lot of effort into this because, number one, it's a badass race. All of them are. But when we ran the 300 Silver State, that's at altitude, and it's very similar altitude to Vegas to Reno. It's about 3,000 foot, sometimes gets up to 7,000 foot. And in that race, we had a really low RPM when it came to clutching. So we've spent 2 days up in Flag,
nice,
testing up at the Cinders and some other spots at about 7,000 foot just to get all the clutching perfect. So we've got the engine in the happy spot, both from a power standpoint and mileage.
Love it.
Sweet.
So I think like tomorrow in the morning, we're literally going to wipe the car off and put it in the trailer, and we're ready. So
Dang,
a couple days early,
cool.
which is awesome.
Yeah. How do all the guys?
Kind of a first.
I was going to say, how do all the guys in the shop feel about that? Because they're going to be like having nothing to do, I feel like, right?
I think it's my job tonight to come up with a longer list of things to give them, I guess. I don't know.
Sweep the floor again.
They're pretty excited, that's for sure. But maybe we just spend more time on the chase trucks then.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know that we like tacos, you like tacos, so maybe you can have them all make up their own taco and have a taco competition.
You know what's funny is it's not a taco thing, but because we're not in Mexico, but for this race, the guys really wanted to be the star in the pits because a lot of these pits, you get there and you wait an hour, right, at least. So they went out and bought a hot dog roller and cases of hot dogs.
Nice.
And they're plugging that sucker into the generator at all the pits so everybody else can have hot dogs too.
Dude,
perfect.
That's super cool.
So many people are going to come by.
I mean, who doesn't like hot dogs?
Exactly.
I like tacos better, but hot dogs are pretty badass.
Yeah, that's a good number 2, I think.
Plus, that's a really good idea, too, because then you don't have to have like the whole grill in there. You just put them all on there, and then they just roll out.
And if you're keto, you just grab one without a bun.
It's like the shock therapy Circle K pit all in one.
Yeah, perfect.
Dude, exactly. Like, who doesn't like going to QT? We'll pretend like actually, that'd be a good sponsor for you guys. QT.
Yeah, it would. So if
I got a story. Did I tell you that we did hot dog delivery with drones at Laughlin?
No way.
Nice.
Yeah, so the pit area, the hot pits in Laughlin, they only allow you to have one truck. You can only have 4 people that are banded. So we had 8 other people at the main pit that they wouldn't let in, and the guys in the hot pits had to run both races. So they've been there for 5-6 hours without anything to eat. They didn't bring much with them. So we had the hot dog roller going on in the main pit, but we couldn't give it to them. The guys wouldn't let us go through the gate.
Yeah.
So we zip tied 2 hot dogs at a time to the skids on the drone and droned it over to them.
Love it.
That is so rad.
Sounds like you got a little side hustle going on.
Dude, for real, right?
Hot dog delivery.
Absolutely.
Well, how's everything going at the shop then? Like with all the guys getting everything ready. So it sounds like everything is going pretty positive, and you obviously have all your stuff, your ducks in a row, so to speak. But everything going good?
Everything's great, man. The guys have done an amazing job. We put a lot of testing into it since we had a decent amount of time before Vegas to Reno. I mean, just altitude testing, we've done 2 days.
That's
solid,
great.
And that doesn't count everything else. So I think the cars. I mean, I'm always confident. You have to be, but everything happens in racing. It can happen. It can happen great. It can happen bad. We're good with either one of them, but we feel really good about the car, and we're going to give it our best. And when we get back from this race, we're going to do it all again, no matter what.
Yeah, so Casey was actually brought up a really good point. He was saying a lot of guys are going to be using this as just like a shakedown for the Score Baja 1000 coming up in November. Are you guys doing that?
I think every single race for us is a shakedown for the next race until we get a car that never breaks.
Yeah,
right.
Good point.
But you know what? Vegas to Reno, it's 500 miles. This year's like 517 or 18, something like that. It's not hard. The race is a lot of flat graded roads, a lot of lake beds. and not very much that's whipped out rough. It doesn't have that much to beat your car up, honestly.
That's good.
Well, yeah, not compared to Baja, right?
Right.
Compared to Baja, right. So, but there's piles of silt, tons and tons of silt, and it's probably going to be 108 degrees when we start.
Oof.
So it's going to suck from a driving standpoint. You're going to be worn out. You got to hydrate early. Like I didn't drink this weekend, which is really rare, just because I'm on a water diet right up to the race.
Yeah, makes sense.
So shakedown, man, I think it might be more torturous than a shakedown, like to yourself. And it's not really rough enough to show you what will break for the 1,000. But I get what you're saying, and it would definitely be better than a test.
Yeah,
right.
Well, and sure. I guess for him the question is a little different sided, right? Because he already does best in the desert stuff,
right?
But like, let's just say for the Matlocks or a guy like Craig Scanlon or somebody like that, like they usually only do the score stuff, or well, Craig does both, but they're going out and doing this. And the Honda guys, like the Honda off-road guys, we just got done over at their shop, and they're doing the Vegas to Reno race. Usually they wouldn't. Are you still there, Justin?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So usually, like, they wouldn't, the Honda guys wouldn't do the Vegas to Reno race, or like the Matlocks wouldn't do that race. But, they usually stick to the Mexico stuff, but they're doing it now. So I think it's pretty cool to be able to see. I mean, 2020 sucks, but everybody's making these decisions to still do the positive things,
Oh, for sure. I think you've got most of the pro teams are just jonesing.
Dude, for
real.
I
mean, these guys get to run. They're contracted to run races.
Yep.
And so they can't run those races. Well, they're going to fill that race with another one to try and fill the contract as much as they can. And I don't know the details, like for instance with the Matlocks, but I know that score is their concentration. And if they run something in Best in the Desert, they're going to probably pick a 150-mile race like Laughlin to shake the car down for the 500.
Exactly.
Or to shake it down for the 1,000. I would think. But with none of the score races. If I was them, I'd run everything I could get my hands on.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
For sure.
Yep, no doubt.
We just had a comment come in, and I actually Jeff Angel, he was one of the guys that got the IQS system over there in his YXZ, and they just went out. They just went out to the cinders, and he was able to climb that $100 hill in that bad boy. And he said he's got a whole bunch of people that have driven it, and they love that thing, man. So that's cool to hear.
Man, that's a hell of a hill. I mean, that's one of the places we were testing the last 2 days for all of the stuff we were doing was up there. I mean, we're not going to run $100 hill because that's just a belt burner. Yeah. I guess that's why he's got a YXZ.
Yeah. Exactly. But when I went out there, we saw a couple Can-Ams go up that thing, but man, I was just waiting for a belt to pop. That would be a bad position to be in at the top.
We've done it in other shop cars, and it's a ton of fun. But I don't know. I think I'd rather concentrate on the race when we're out there for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are getting that much preparedness. Hey, I was going to ask you a question too. I have to go it's tomorrow. I'm going up to Phoenix because there's going to be a UTV race up in Wickenburg, and it's actually pretty close to you guys. But there's supposed to be, I guess, a trophy light course out there, and they're going to have a UTV race, and they wanted us to check it out to see if we could start promoting it and stuff. I thought it was going to be pretty cool. So after I check it out tomorrow, if the track's any decent, I'll give you a buzz, man.
Let me know, man. Come up during lunch. We'll go get you lunch.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm going to go meet with your buddies over at Wolf Design tomorrow for lunch, so I'm going to have to take a rain check with you.
Well, tell John and Amy I said hi. They're awesome people.
Yeah, thank you for connecting us, too. We really appreciate it. Dude, I'm just stoked for you guys to get out there, get back to racing, and have a good time. I'm glad that you guys have some extracurricular activities like a hot dog roller and, and fun stuff to do. That's just going to be super cool, man.
We try and make it fun. It's a long day for everybody. And then after you complete all that, then you got 14 hours to drive home.
Yeah, no shit, right? It takes a long time. Like I said, you know what? Who else is getting all their stuff done? Like, did you guys have a busy last few weeks with people sending in their stuff for race cars? Like maybe some of your top guys like Brandon Sims or Jacob Carver or anybody?
Yeah. I mean, we're always modifying every single team. I don't talk about what they do. I try to keep that between us and the team, and we're not going to share it certainly on. I know you've got way too many people listening that would probably love to hear what we're doing for those guys, but Yeah, we pretty much addressed every single team. There was a lot of time between races, and everybody tries to prepare to get Vegas to Reno dialed. I mean, there's pretty much 2 marquee races, right? In the U.S., Vegas to Reno is the longest one. So if you can win that, that's badass. In Mexico, it's the Baja 1000. You win that, you go straight to the history books.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there might be a little bit to say if you win the Mint. But of the 2, of all the races in the U.S., then Vegas to Reno is on the top of the list.
Yeah,
everybody's preparing.
That's really cool, and that's kind of what I meant. I didn't want any secrets or anything. I just wanted to know if all those guys were doing the same thing, because it seems like
I would say, hey George, I would say probably 50 to 55 sets of shocks came in from different teams.
Holy
over the last 3 weeks.
So I like to say that you are protecting the proprietary recipe.
Yep.
Of each team.
Here's the thing though, with race teams, they all have their own recipe.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Theirs. You're the guy, the pivot guy for all that, but you're protecting their recipe. Let's put it that way.
And plus it's their investment too.
Yep.
Justin's just the mad scientist behind the shocks.
Absolutely, man. I give them all the advice I can give them, no matter what. I never give them what somebody else does.
Right. Perfect.
Awesome. I can only imagine what the guys, obviously I'm friends with the guys at the shop too. I can only imagine how much fun they were having to do all that extra work too, the last couple of weeks.
And set up a hot dog roller.
It's funny you mentioned that because we're buying lunch for the shop like all week because of the last
say that.
Yeah, I'll bet. So how modified is the hot dog roller so far? Or is it pretty stock?
You got to keep their morale up, and they've been working their ass off.
So Casey had a really good question. What was it?
Yeah, how modified is the hot dog roller, or is it still bone stock?
I'm sorry, man. You said how modified is what?
Yeah, how modified is the hot dog roller at this point, or is it pretty bone stock?
Good thinking. We need to soup that sucker up so it'll do 30 dogs instead of
there you
60.
Go. I was just gonna say that, man.
Yep.
And they're the team to do it too.
Yep.
All right, man. Well,
definitely some nitromethane in the generator to run that bitch. That's
there you go,
dude. That would be super cool. Well, we really appreciate it, man, and thank you so much for being a partner of the show. And congratulations on 1 year anniversary with us. We haven't failed you now, so we're gonna keep this locomotive rolling.
And this garage trophy's for you too.
Congratulations, you guys. You guys kick ass. You do such a good job, and you help so many people. I think you're doing a wonderful thing. Keep it up. And if anyone has any time and doesn't feel like getting any sleep on Friday night this week, then watch us on the tracker. And hopefully we're kicking some ass.
Yep, definitely. Nice. We're definitely going to be paying attention to that. And then we'll talk to you afterwards, too. We'll just pay attention to your social media, and we'll share it with our friends and family, too.
Hopefully I'm hungover on Monday from winning the race.
Dude, I really, really hope you are, too. So if you win the race, I'll be drinking down here, too.
Right on, man. You guys have a great night, okay?
Thanks, Justin. We'll see you later. Good luck this weekend.
What's up, Cody? What's up, Cody? Hey, I think we need to can I quickly catch up?
Yeah, let's do it. So, well, first, thank you very much, Cody, for chiming in. We really appreciate it, man. I don't know if you heard the shout out before, but thank you for helping us start this badass show that we have, man. I really appreciate it.
No doubt. So, Ramon, hey guys, congrats on the 1 year. Thanks, buddy. Had a blast listening. And learning along the way. Awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, that thing's heavy. It's some cryo heat, lower the weight. There you go. I like that.
Yeah, so we had a few different people chime in. So thank you very much, everybody, for commenting in. Please, everybody else, still keep the comments coming in. We really enjoyed talking with you guys very, very much. So we have Josh Shorter calling in right now. But, well, actually, I'll wait to thank our sponsors and all that stuff. But go ahead and get Josh live. You got him on there, Case? So we can have some fun talking motocross, man.
Sweet hat.
So,
hey, boys.
Welcome, Josh Shorter, to the Dirt Life Show. Like your hat, bud.
Nice.
There it is right there. Can you see it?
Love it.
All right.
That thing looks good. So for our audience members that are listening on iTunes, he's wearing one of the awesome gray Dirt Life hats. Those things are so limited edition, though.
Look at this.
Dude, it matches.
I like the two-tone. It's awesome. It's perfect.
It's really, really cool. So for anybody that might have missed it, Josh is the brand manager for Thor Motocross, and
Sure.
he's been a longtime friend of the show and a longtime friend of ours. It's really, really cool to have him back on. I know Josh has been growing out his beard.
I was just going to say new and improved facial hair.
It looks fantastic. I got to say.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that, you guys. Yeah, huge day, huge week. And what we're gonna dip into a lot of this stuff. But first and foremost, congrats on the 1 year. So
thanks,
cheers
man.
to you guys for that.
Did you?
So thanks for having us. There it is. Yeah. You guys drinking champagne out of that tonight, right? You know,
Casey, you got to tell them the story.
Did you hear the story?
No.
If not, quickly. I found this in the garage.
So Casey's holding up like a Stanley Cup trophy.
Yep, found it in the garage and presented it to for the 1 year anniversary.
He re-gifted my trophy to me, man. It's awesome.
It's the little things, you guys. It's the little things that matter. So
it's awesome. But
I moved to my outside office here. Sun's kind of attacking me now, but cheers to your anniversary.
Yeah, cheers,
so
man.
I know we always talk about it. We always talk about this. So San Diego beers, of course. So we're having a nice Ballast Point Fathom IPA today. So cheers to that.
It probably tastes fantastic too. So cheers to you as well, man. I really appreciate it. And we wanted to thank you too for being just a loyal friend of the show, man. It's really cool to be able to have people that we can talk with and obviously support you guys' cause, and you guys support us. So it's really, really cool. You've done some pretty amazing things with Thor for the show. When I got hurt, you gave a gear kit to one of the guys that helped me during that accident. And just recently, I think you helped out Casey too, huh?
Sure did.
Hey, Casey's going riding, man. He's got to be in the right stuff. Got to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate that, buddy.
One of the things that we wanted to do tonight was showcase that. So you gave Casey a jersey, and we got it all dialed in for him. I don't know if you can see this or if our audience members can see this, but we got Casey's jersey all dialed in for him with his name and number on it. And
Pops' number.
Yeah, well, you had that number once. But,
I did. That's why he had it.
It was dedicated to your dad, and we really wanted to commemorate him, and we also put some commemorative crosses on the arms too. So
love it.
Thank you very much, Josh, for giving all that stuff to Casey, and thank you for Cynthia for getting all that stuff dialed in. It's super, super cool, man. Those are really, really meaningful when you think about it, dude, because a jersey is not just a jersey these days, right? It's a piece of the human spirit in this case. So thank you very much, Josh, for doing all that.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Happy to do it, man. Casey, cheers to your family during this time, man, for sure.
Thanks, brother. Much appreciated.
Yeah, indeed.
So,
indeed.
Yeah, I'm pumped that Casey's riding now, man. Woohoo!
Yeah, dude. Everybody should. Everybody should. Doesn't matter what you ride. Just got to get out there. During this time, I'm sure you guys have heard plenty. Any reason for people to get outside, and motorcycling is the original social distancing, right?
Yep.
Motorcycling is the original way to get out and do your own thing and isolate and, enjoy yourself. So people need motorcycles now more than ever. And the industry thus is doing really, really well because of it. It's a really good time introducing a lot of new people. People our age, people younger, little kids, a lot of people getting into motorcycles right now. So it's a really wonderful thing.
It really is. And I've been seeing so many more people on bicycles, motorcycles, all that stuff, like around on the trails, obviously on social media. It's just killing it on social media too. So, well, I guess we could talk about that too, man. Have you seen any of the Loretta Lynn's amateur stuff that just happened this past weekend?
Absolutely. Wow. Shameless plug, some Thor riders, crushed out there. Guys like Hayden Deegan.
Sure did.
We got some kids on some development teams, that were out there like podiuming. I mean, but more than individual talent, more than these individual riders and their own success, independently, the crop of riders coming through this generation, and you're talking next year, 3 years, 10 years from now, there's going to be some bad dudes coming out. These kids are focused, they are determined, and they're hardcore.
Yeah.
So Loretta's was really impressive. It was a really good year to be a fan of racing, to watch Loretta's. Now, to turn from amateur racing to let's get the big boys out there,
yes,
and bring the 250s and 450s out for the outdoor national kickoff at Loretta's. I'm like, for one, as a fan, I'm bummed to not be there. Because I mean, dude, that facility's awesome. If you've ever been to Loretta's and experienced it, it's just a wonderful. It's just kind of this mecca vibe of motocross. You know, the family and the racing and the heritage and everything else.
Dude, I remember pulling in like off the road and just pulling down the main driveway and seeing the signs and stuff. I was like, I mean, I was just a little kid, but I was like, dude, I've made it. I could just quit now. Like, we're good. This is so sweet.
It's so iconic.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So now going pros there. So now think about this.
So weird.
Most, if not all of these guys racing next weekend are going to feel like they got some kind of, they all have this heritage there. Yep. Everybody's come through the ranks there. So are they going to feel like this home field advantage? Like, oh, dude, I dominated Loretta's 15 years ago.
Yeah, but there's also the dudes that have a total vendetta against it, though, too, that are like wanting to get redemption.
Yeah, no kidding. Take it back out on the track. Yeah.
Be like, oh, man, I got second. I got to win this son of a gun. Like, you know that they're going to be fired up.
We need Wyndham back just because he's the winningest Loretta guy ever, I think. Isn't he? Something like that? I don't know.
Is he still? Oh, geez.
I think they're all at the top. They were saying that, and I heard this from some other media source, but they were saying 11 championships is the top Loretta thing. But it was like Wyndham, Carmichael, Cianciarulo, and a couple other guys. But
Alessi. I think it's Alessi.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Because Mikey Alessi, dude, he dominated out there.
He was just killing it.
Yeah. Alessi for sure. And then you got some guys like Barry Karsten and guys that went pro and then came back to Loretta's. And,
that's true.
And just went winning. Kevin Walker was another guy like all old guy titles out there. So, but anyway, the guys out here next weekend, those dudes came through it all. They're gonna show up and blow up. The big question is going to be the track. The variable of all is going to be the heat and how much these guys can deal with the heat and the humidity.
No kidding.
But the question mark is the track. How aggressive are they going to make it? So a factory 450 can handle it, or it can handle the bike rather.
Like when
stretch its legs out on.
Well, I watched a little bit of the amateur stuff, and it looked like an amateur track. Like, and I don't mean that as a derogatory comment, but for the pros, that's like a bicycle track. You know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different. Oh, we have Grant Owens just commented in and said, I feel like Barsha's going to have a chip on his shoulders. He crushed Loretta's for years, so maybe.
There you go. It's points like that, exactly. Well, okay, so Barsha, man. Came out swinging this year, softened up at the back end of the year. I've always been a fan of the kid, so aggressive, so hungry. But so he's out there, factory guy. You're talking about a full field too.
Oh, dude.
Remember, you've got Eli, who's just like, yeah, I just win everything now, no big deal. You got Cooper out for vengeance.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, here's my second shot at a title this year.
Yep.
Roxon, Anderson. Then you've got,
I feel like Casey's two guys. Right? Casey's two guys, the number 9 and the number 16.
Yep. So then you've got Cianciarulo healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so here's your number 9. Dude, Osborne, Wacko Zacko, dude, he's on a tear right now. With Scans back and healthy. And then, lest anybody forget, Chase Sexton's stepping up.
I can't wait.
So they were saying that at Glen Helen, he was like a few seconds a lap quicker than most of the top pro guys on a practice day. Like he was.
How it is.
Like he was getting it, dude. The stopwatch nationals at Glen Helen were getting for real.
Yeah. Practice days, man. I don't mean shit, but the kid is the real deal too. He is.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
He stomped it these last couple of seasons. He's shown patience. He's shown racecraft. I think we're in for some with him, man, for sure.
So Daniel Thompson just said Alessi is the world's best starter. I think we all know that. That's pretty much a fact. But that actually brings up a good side point. So let's just say that you said the track was going to be, I don't want to say an equalizer or it's going to be different or whatever, but the track is definitely going to be a key ingredient in this whole thing. Depending on what they do to it, the whole shot is going to be like 90% of the battle. If they had it now and didn't change the track, whoever whole shot was going to win.
And there's no lasers?
Dude,
yeah, and there's no lasers.
My bad. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but
Lasergate.
But what? Yeah, because think about what to your point though. Once you hit that S turn into the trees,
it's done.
Like what's that? That's going to be a melee in there. It's going to be brutal, So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It really will be, but it's exciting though, man. And we could talk about racing like all day, but we do have to talk about some of this gear stuff. Like you guys are probably going to outfit all the guys that are going to the national with all this new 2021 Thor motocross stuff, huh?
We've got a few. We got a few out there. I mean, again, you've got Cooper Webb, you've got Marvin back out there. The whole Star Racing squad, of course. Dylan Ferrandis, dude, and all those boys are healthy. So you got Ferrandis, Nichols, you've got Shane McElrath, and you've got Justin Cooper, and those guys all fly outdoors. So those boys, look for them out there in the new stuff. Nice. The HEP Suzuki squad, they got a couple guys going out. The 7 Deuce is gonna make it happen out there.
Nice.
And then Max Anstey, Max Anstey, like one of the fastest dudes coming from the GPs. He's over here to make a run at it.
Yeah, dude, he rips too. Oh, speaking of the GPs, I was gonna tell you. So I watched highlights of the MX GPs. I got I just ordered a CRF 450L so I can go riding with Casey and all the dudes in Arizona. And honestly, man, I was looking at Coldenhoff's gear. I need you to set me up to look like Coldenhoff. Dude, he's like my all-time now. I'm like, dude, that guy is what I need to look like. He's like Nick Way back in the day. Like, that's my new guy, Coldenhoff. He looks the
Hoff, man.
Dude, his kits are so fresh, though.
Are they?
They're so good.
Is he Hasselhoff fresh?
Dude, he's just, and he's got good style. He's got, like, I want to be like this dude. He's badass.
Nice.
These last couple of years, he kind of got outshined by the guys like Caroli, guys like Hurlings, Geyser, those guys. But the dude's just been putting his work in, putting his head down. Last year started racking up some wins. The last 2 years in a row, won at the Nations. I don't remember the last time someone did that, like DeCoster maybe or something. I mean, way back, right? So I mean, probably sooner than that, but I mean, I'm
whenever
just saying,
that guy's feeling it, he's feeling it.
Oh, dude, yeah, he is on point right now. So yeah, big fan of the Hoff, dude. He's awesome. So yeah, those guys are good. So in GPs, we've got Cairoli and Prado on the Ducati KTM team, so the Red Bull factory team there.
Yep.
And then Hoff and Ivo Monticelli from Italy. So those are our MXGP guys out there, holding it down and just having Koldenhoff come through with the win was just killer.
It was
killer.
Too.
Put an exclamation point. He's serving notice out there. I love it.
He really did. So like when I saw it, I was like, man, he's just doing so good. And then plus, like, it never fails. When their kit looks good, it's just like they're going that much faster.
Totally is. That's half the battle.
Yeah. Well, okay. You want to check into some of the new stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
We got some of those picks.
Yeah. Which one do you want to start with?
Jump off with the Cooper Webb. Let's start with the
all right,
the Supercross champ.
Let's do it. We got him on the screen right now.
He is very unhappy to be putting those number 2s back on his bike now.
I'll bet.
Cooper came out, crushed that championship last year in Supercross and outdoor and indoors. This year ran a hard second to Eli. Eli's just feeling it. So, like I said, this is Cooper's time to come back around, his second shot at a title this year. He's rocking some of that Prime Pro gear. So the Prime Pro is our high end, our elite stuff. That's what all our team guys are really after. Very lightweight, very stretchy, great airflow and whatnot. The next pick I think you've got is
that gear
Shane
does look,
that whole picture is just epic. Look
at
his
like arms up, like
the
everything.
Fight
in
that picture,
dude, for real.
Oh yeah.
It's so descriptive.
It is.
Obviously, the gear just looks really, really cool too. I like how it's so solid in colors. I really like color blocking. And then we got McElrath on the screen now.
Yep. And speaking of, so what you're looking at, these are 21 kits here. So this is stuff that just got released today.
Nice.
The
stuff
simple
looks
color
good.
blocking,
super clean. Yeah, love it.
It's kind of, that's the beauty of the breadth of the Thor collection. It's really, we've got mild to wild. So we've got that real traditional color blocking, plenty of room for sponsor logos.
Yep.
Or, for your weekend dude who just wants something really clean and really simple and just like looks good with his bike. That McElrath kit there.
You see the blue on the shoulders too?
I do. And there's a little on the knee. See it?
Yeah.
Mixing in. Cool.
Really popular kit right now. I cannot tell you when the collection dropped today, how many calls I got. I mean, here in the States, man, everybody red, white, and blue, they want it.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's another really firing kit for us right there. And then,
how is it,
Shane?
like, how's the fit and stuff though too?
Oh yeah, so Prime Pro, great point. So Prime Pro at our high end, it's got a little bit more of a performance or athletic cut.
Yeah.
So it's not it's not compression. It's not skin tight, as you can see on the riders there, but it's got a little bit of, a little looseness here and there, but it definitely tapers a bit. So it's great for athletic fit, the reason behind the materials is that because it has a little bit snugger fit to the body, that's why there's so much flex involved. That's why there's mesh panels in certain areas. The jerseys are full, the jersey sleeves are full mesh. The back panel is mesh. We got laser cut vent holes in the front of the jersey and the pant. So just promoting that airflow, but everything's really light and stretchable, so it moves with the rider and in racing position, attack position, etc.
Yeah, I love that. I've always liked gear that fits like that when it's way more, and it makes you feel like you're going faster too. You know what I mean?
Until you're over 40 class.
Yeah. Then I step down to our Pulse.
Well, hold on.
Kit, which is a looser kit.
Let me interrupt you real quick.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
So let me interrupt you real quick. When Casey just said the over 40 class, that dude, Barry Karsten, I don't know what gear he wears, but that dude, he's way older than us. And he was straight just killing it at Loretta's. He was going so fast.
That's awesome.
I don't know how old that dude is.
He was racing 40 up and 50 up.
I was going to say
those two classes.
Yep, he's got to be over 50 now.
Dude, but I saw him in a moto, and he was going
still.
fast.
He's got a shred still.
Yeah. Dude, and we say he's over 50. He's at least on the shady side of the 50s. Like
really?
He's up there. And dude hauls, man. Yeah. They got the over 50 crowd at Loretta's is really fast. So it'll be interesting when
it really is.
If you think about it, that is so cool. I mean, what a testament to, what a cool sport. Hey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just eyeing who I have to stack up against in a few years when I get out there.
maybe I'll think about it in the next decade.
Have you ridden on that track, or have you just gone to spectate?
No, only worked it. Never ridden it.
Yeah, riding it's a whole different story, man. Like I was telling Casey this actually like a few shows ago or whatever, but going there from Arizona or California, like knowing like you think, oh well, cool, I've ridden in Texas. No, you haven't ridden the Loretta's until you ride Loretta's.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, talk about seeing some of these guys that are, maybe a couple years older than we are and out there like holding it down and fast. It is inspirational. Guys like me, like I still race. I mean, I don't, I never made anything of it, but just have fun doing it. So like Loretta's is the goal, right?
Yeah.
So right now, it's like I got my eyes on the 45 class, so it's like, all right, start working towards qualifying to get toward 45, but which is cool because 45 is like the Joey never was like me. But once you hit 50 up, that's when the ex factory dudes can be there and stuff. And
darn it.
Hey, 45 up, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna go for the W. 50 up, I'll be like, yo, can I just make it to the top 15?
Just make the show.
Like you're going
that'd be awesome.
Like you're going to full on national.
Yep. Awesome.
Oh yeah, big time. So
what picture you want to do next?
Kyle Cunningham, they're HEP Suzuki.
Oh yeah, dude, that gear looks really good.
So the same gear is in that Cooper Webb shot, that nice Prime Pro high end kit there. But HEP was our soft launch for our new premium helmet that we just rolled out today, the Reflex helmet.
Oh yeah.
So Cunningham there is seen in Supercross running it. All the HEP Suzuki team has been running it through Supercross and now into outdoors. Also. Multi, I don't know how many time X Games and other gold medalist Jared McNeil's been running it this year.
Oh, cool.
So we got some legit guys out there. It was just like I said, it was a soft launch. We just we didn't do any advertising. We just rolled it out in the races and let the story of the helmet kind of come into its own. And now today, if you check out thormx.com, there's all the descriptive details of the engineering that went into the helmet, all the product, or rather the materials that went into it. We got a couple great videos, some commercials that we're running during the outdoors. But it's a wonderful piece. Thor's always had premium helmets throughout the years.
I might bring up a picture of the helmet too.
Oh yeah, next one over. Yeah, the Reflex there.
That was pretty sweet looking. Yeah, that thing actually looks super cool. I like it.
Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't say it looks like crap.
No, I like it, dude. I like it. It looks really, really sleek.
It's got some cool.
Does it have good vents in it?
Different features. Yeah, it's cool looking.
So that's kind of the trick with this thing is that ventilation is the name of the game.
Right.
When you're talking about reducing fatigue, moisture wicking, oxygen flow to the rider.
Yeah.
These are things that we really consider when it came to this reflex helmet here. So plenty of vent, like generous mouth vent to promote the oxygen. You got cheek vents that channel through. You got forehead vents that channel over. Now, internally, there's the channels that lead to the usual exhaust vents at top and back. But we've got that dual density EPS liner, which is very common in helmets. You've got your softer density and your firmer density. One absorbs low speed impacts better and disperses that energy better. Same for the high speed impact into the heavier densities. It's all about dispersing the impact, right? But we have integrated it with Colroyd. And I don't know if you guys had seen anything about Colroyd material, but it's these tubes that are welded together, and they're 95% air. They're just hollow tubes. And when faced with an impact, the tubes crumple into themselves rather than compressing and transferring that energy to the rider's skull. So it's all about impact mitigation. So you're getting a lot less force coming into the rider's head, a lot less force, and 95% air, which means it just flows all the time. So you guys are out there in Arizona. Your people need this helmet. Dude. I can't say it.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you were saying it. And I was also thinking, though, like, it's mind-blowing how far the helmet technology has come. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess we're dating ourselves being old guys, but, like, dude, for real, like, that's awesome.
I remember the first show, he was like, oh, cool, I can open up my AC or not. Like, that was it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're really proud of this piece. It took a lot of time. We are also implemented the MIP system for the rotational mitigation, right? Because you want that little bit of give, so the helmet doesn't stick to you when you hit and roll in the event that you hit and roll. George knows, he's been through a few.
Yep, just a couple.
Casey's had his fair share. We've all had our fair share. But you definitely employed the right kind of materials, the right technologies that we were really confident in to make this project work, and the riders love it. I don't want to say too much about it, but we've had a couple guys go down hard and take significant impacts in this thing. And this isn't a testimony to tell you it's going to save everybody, every crash, every person. That's not it. That's not the case. But the guys that have really put the helmet to its limits, we're great with it. Their next question was, I kind of wrecked this one. Can I get another one?
Like,
yeah, no problem.
So,
I actually like that you brought that up. I mean, obviously you can't get into specifics, but I like that you brought that up because there's always people that ask me, dude, what helmet should I get? I got my old helmet from whatever year it was. And I'm like, dude, honestly, just invest in a new helmet.
Yeah.
Like even if you got to save up for a few weeks, just wait and get the new helmet because they're so much, and they look way cooler, but they're so much better.
In the bicycle world, 3 to 5 doesn't matter if you crash it or not. Get a new one.
Yeah,
you got to do it.
3 to 5 is kind of the standard, give or take. It's just a natural degradation of materials.
Right.
Honestly, it could look and feel showroom new in 20 years.
Yeah,
but I mean, the reality is things degrade,
right.
and you won't see it. And likely you won't feel it, but you just don't want to take that chance.
Yep.
That's the truth of it. It's your head.
But that's not a sales pitch either. That's like a full truth. Like,
how much is your head worth? Exactly. That's what I used to say working at the bike shop.
That's a good point though. And like, well, Josh said, like, I'm like the biggest advocate, like way too much of an advocate for safety now. Like, it's just crazy. But I think it looks cool. That's what like I told you before, like Koldenhoff, like I want to look like that dude from now on. So I'm going to rely on you to have to, when I get my off-road bike, you're going to have to set me up and make me look all sick.
Oh, hey, check out the next one we got there, the terrain gear. Speaking of,
let's check it out.
Oh, well, we're not talking motocross style gear now. Now we're shifting gears to what you're talking about. You guys getting these L's out there, right?
Yep.
You're going to spend all day in the saddle, maybe go out to lunch somewhere, do whatever you want to do. This terrain gear, so this is purpose built, for dual sport, really.
It looks good.
It can handle the dirt. It's got all the pockets and ventilation needed for just long days in the saddle. You got your pockets for your wallet, your phone. You got a port for your earbuds or whatever. Now the jacket and the pants, and if you can see the real thick black zippering on there.
Yeah,
those are taped zippers. So the pants and jacket are DWR and Hypura, So it's got the membrane, it's got the coating, it's got the zipper, the tape zippers. So water resistance. You can never say everything's waterproof. You say it's waterproof, the first drop gets through, people cry about it. You're like, no, but it definitely. I'll tell you firsthand. It keeps out some water, that's for sure.
Well, and it looks cool too. But this would be perfect gear to wear when we go across the country next year.
Absolutely.
Like, because this stuff, like, because we're going to run into rain at some point.
Totally.
This is gonna be super cool.
It looks like it's got a little. Does it have a little teeny bit of armor or something in it too, or is that just the way it's looking? Not armor per se, but not. Like some padding or something.
No,
okay,
no.
It's just the way it's wrinkled. Okay, gotcha.
You don't really want that padding.
No,
and stuff
I wouldn't.
On it,
I was
though.
just wondering if it kind of looked. You know what I mean? You see that little shoulder?
Maybe that dude's just ripped.
He might be.
Were you the model for this thing?
Yeah, you wouldn't be saying that if I was. Hey, Eric, if you're listening, you're ripped.
Bro.
Is there different colorways of this, or just the neutral color?
The camo and the black.
Okay.
And so talking about we call this truly a multi-season product. I'm talking about this ventilation, right? All the zippers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the day warms up a bit, you unzip the sleeves and tuck them into the cargo pocket in the back. Boom, you're just in a vest.
Nice.
Day gets Arizona hot, and you're like, all right, I got to get rid of the vest entirely. Boom, and in that back cargo pocket is a belt. The belt comes out, the jacket converts into itself, and just turns into a pack that you just wear on your back.
Love it.
So full convertible. You know, you got your water resistance, you got your ventilation, you get your convertibility to turn it into a vest, or just get rid of the jacket altogether. But yeah, truly a multi-season equipment.
Yeah, maybe
there.
For some
and
of
you
our
guys are doing the run. Yeah,
maybe for some
when
of
you guys
our
make that run across the states, that's what you need.
Yeah, it looks really good. And maybe some of our friends that are listening right now, if they didn't understand what Josh said, he's not talking about taking it off and having bare shirt. You wear a jersey underneath or something like that. So you're still going to have all your gear on underneath, but that jacket is going to be something that you can just put in behind you. And a lot of guys that wear dual sports, like myself, actually, I wear. I don't like putting like saddlebags or anything on, so I wear a vest.
Right.
And I put all kinds of tools and stuff in it. So this can either go over the vest or under the vest.
Perfect.
Right. Exactly. So a lot of options there. And then, let me see. We covered some of the new stuff. The last piece.
This might be my favorite.
Which is right. Exactly. as bicycle guys. Right. So finally getting into the bike market.
Dude, who is that sending it in the mountain bike, man?
It is a guy that is not racing this weekend. That is Aaron Plessinger, actually.
Oh, nice.
Dude, he's getting with there out there. Look, he's jumping over a car.
I love it.
Hey, keep an eye on our social media. We got a whole bunch of photos from that shoot that are sick. The guy is ripping on that thing. I'm like, dude, Plessy can send it.
Is he a good mountain bike rider then? Looks like he's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He trains a lot on that thing. And like I said, some of the footage that we got was pretty good. I was impressed. I was like, I wasn't out there. It was, it was shot during everyone's kind of quarantine trips out there in Utah. But yeah, the footage we got from it was fantastic.
We just got a whole bunch of thumbs up on the mountain bike gear, just so you know.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. We've had the capability and the technology for many years. Just by virtue of our distribution model, it's only been power sports.
Sure.
We're not, the distribution hasn't been focused on bicycle, and that's just evolving. It's all evolving. So it was just time to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
And
perfect fit, really. Think about it.
Oh, it was hand in hand.
Yep.
A lot of the same materials, technologies, and things like that went into this. The shorts. The shorts are built with this in-motion fabric, the same fabric we use on our high-end race pants. So it's very lightweight, very flexible. And then the jerseys, the same traditional poly, great mobility through the sleeves, ventilation, everything else, plenty of mesh, but just really good stuff, man. We're really proud of it. So, and again, the overwhelming majority of the Thor building are bicycle riders ourselves. So basically everyone just sits there going,
so pumped.
Finally, guys,
where is it?
Finally,
Is this all launched too? Everybody can go check it out, or not quite yet?
Yeah, check it all out on thormx.com. Note about the mountain bike apparel. It is coming in next month. So not available just yet. You're about a month out on that.
Well, we can at least check it out.
Yeah. Give it a look, stay in touch, follow us on our social handles. We're going to post the heck out of it when it is available. We want everyone to know that it's ready to go. So
yeah, we'll share all that stuff
excited.
too.
definitely.
It looks super cool, man.
Yep.
I can't wait to see all that. I can't wait to see all that stuff in real life, man. It'll be super cool.
Yeah, I'll be spending some of my cash on that kit right there. That's orange. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know. That's that's like exactly what you want, man.
Can't wait to see it.
Dude, I'm so stoked that you were able to talk about all this stuff with us, man. Well, I guess we didn't go through it like full professional. We were still talking moto, but thanks for sharing all this stuff, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, guys. I love it. We always have a good time. So, it's good to check in. Hey, I didn't know I was going to be a part of the anniversary show. I'm pumped to hear it. So.
Dude, thank you very
trophy.
Much. Yeah, you want a trophy? Casey will give it to you.
I'll just cheers.
There you go. He's got one.
All right, homie. Hey, well, we got to get Katie Vernola on in a little bit here. Please tell Sarah we said hello and kiss the baby for us.
Absolutely, man. Thanks you guys so much. Congrats again, and I'll talk to you sooner than later.
Sounds good. Enjoy your beer. We'll see you later, Josh.
See ya.
Bye, boys. Hey.
Thank you very much to Josh for giving us a buzz, man. That was super cool. I love talking about stuff like that, like especially when you can do a product release and just have a good time with it. Like it really makes a big difference. And honestly, I haven't seen a lot of that stuff.
I didn't see any of it. I saw his little preview of the debut 2020s coming, and I can't remember what the picture was, but.
So we already know that they make badass stuff, right? But like honestly, I love that red gear that McElrath had on, and
it looks good.
I'm pretty amped up to see that mountain bike gear too.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And then I like motocross gear, but that off-road stuff, how much you want to bet we're going to end up using that anyways, because it's going to be so much better, like as for the ride across country.
I would imagine so. Yes.
Maybe we'll ask Shorter to help out with that when we get a chance. That's super cool that he was able to do that, man, and cheers to him for coming on the show. So we're going to get Katie Vernola on the line here in just a second, so we're going to take a quick commercial break to hear from our sponsors. We will be right back. Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in the Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Yeah, finally we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've been trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch, you can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like let's say a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there, or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up.
You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah. Also, as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel. And then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really, really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything. So that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
It's like a first aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Dirt Life Show, episode 51. We are so pumped to have our featured guest tonight. Katie Vernola is joining us. Katie has, she's done a lot in her life, actually. She's done everything, lived it like a total young woman in Southern California. She was a model for a while, worked her way through modeling to be able to earn enough money to be able to start her professional off-road career. So we would like to welcome Katie Vernola to the show. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, we're stoked to have you on. We had been trying to get you on for a little while, but finally, since your schedule freed up, it's really good to be able to finally sit here and talk with you. So
look how good that background is.
You love that, huh?
I do. That's such a cool pattern.
Oh, you guys like it?
I love the pattern.
Thank you.
So Casey's
Thank you. It was difficult, but it always turns out good. Gator Wraps does a good job.
So Casey and I were wondering, who comes up with the creative ideas? Like, do you give them like colors and like ideas, and then they lay it out, or what?
Yes, I pretty much throw down a couple of things that come to my mind that I want my audience to know about me this coming year. I want to be bright. I want to be mean. I want to be effective on and off the track. And if I want to win, if I'm not winning, everyone wants to race. Everyone wants to win. And so if we're not winning, I want to make sure I'm winning off the track. And that's by making my cars look good.
That's nice. Actually really, really good.
Yeah, there's a little backstory to the graphics. I love it.
Yeah,
it tells a little story.
And I'm really like-minded like this too. I say if you look good, you go good, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, look good, feel good, do good.
Exactly. So, let's kind of just Tarantino this and get back to the beginning. We'll start from you grew up in Southern California, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Where did you guys grow up in Southern California? What cities were you in?
I grew up in the high desert, Victorville, Barstow area, and I moved down to San Clemente to be exact when I was 16. So that was a big culture shock, but I'm thankful that we moved because it led me to where I'm at today. So yeah, Southern California my whole life.
San Clemente is a nice place to live too. Like Casey and I grew up in Arizona, but we got to go out to obviously Southern California and those Hesperia, Victorville places when we were riding dirt bikes.
Sunrise.
Yeah, Sunrise. That track was sweet too.
Loved it.
And I lived most of my adult life in down in North County or in Del Mar and Carlsbad, so I knew San Clemente really, really well.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. Unfortunately, when I lived in the high desert, I didn't do anything that had to do with dirt. So I wish I kind of swap roles in that area, but that's okay. Let me here, so we're all good.
Well, that's what we're here for, is to have the show, is to get a whole idea of understanding of your new dirt life, right? Like, because we always talk about it, like pretty much every show is people see you all the time at the track, or they just have a good time like talking with you and stuff, but do they really know who Katie Vernola is? So that's why we wanted to get a hold of you and talk with you. So growing up in the high desert, what did you usually do? Like, what did you do as a young girl?
I wasn't allowed to go outside and play. It was kind of a dangerous area. I've been a cheerleader and dancer my whole life. Ever since I was young, I have leotards and my pom-poms. So it's a little bit different than what I do nowadays. But ever since I was 17 years old, I competed across the world. I went out to London. I was a cheer captain and had all that fun high school stuff. But I took it very seriously, went all the way up to the top. And I had fun, but a lot of injuries, and I didn't want to be a cheerleader forever. So I just felt like there was more. And that's pretty much all there was to do, just sports, hang out.
It sounds like that probably taught you a lot, though, right? I mean, like, because you understand discipline, you understand structure, you understand all these things at a really young age.
100%. A lot to do with structure, waking up a decent time, eating those healthy fruits and vegetables, making sure you get your good night's sleep to heal your body and put your body through kind of torture, but in the long term just strengthens you, strengthens your mind, makes you stronger and sculpts you into what I am today. It sounds kind of funny, but in the cheerleading routines, we'd get knocked out. Many times I did a backflip and I crashed, and no matter what, the music's going to keep on playing. And just like the race is going to keep on going. So you better get up, get back to going, because no matter what, we're going to finish without you. So just never get up.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things that I was thinking when she said that, like, have you ever seen any of these cheerleading competitions, like, on TV?
Dude, some of them are legit. Like, wow.
Dude, they fly high.
They do. And what she's saying about...
It's pretty gnarly.
It totally is, but, like, doing that routine, you don't just, practice, a couple times a day.
No, you got to be good.
That is, like, so much discipline put into just a crazy regimen to make that happen. Like I've said 1,000 times, I don't care if it's chess. The best people, the world champion of chess or whatever,
works super hard.
100%. You have all my respect. So you put that in anything that anybody is going after. It's total respect.
Kind of sculpts you into that being that well-rounded person. Not just know your ABCs, but know your 1, 2, 3s and how to do it well.
Did you guys go to like I don't know what the levels are, but did you go to like amateur and national championships and stuff like that when you were doing all of it?
Yes, we did. We did the national championships out in Florida. I did the NCAA, ASSA. I probably sounds like I'm talking gibberish to racing, you guys, but when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just done that my whole life competitively. And when I moved my location during high school, my parents wanted me to make friends. So I joined the high school team, and that was it was a lot of fun. It was so different. I went from completely very strict competitive. You fall down, you get your butt right back up and you keep going. And if you crash, do another lap. And when I come to this style of racing, it was more kind of like the Bring It On movies that you would see. So it's totally different kind of what you were saying about you see on TV. There's, the high school fun, pop cheer, and then there's that very serious gymnastics where we flip each other up in the air as how high as not Todd LeDuc with his monster truck, because that was insane. But we do go really high out there. So it's fun. Like you said, it sculpts you into who you are today and makes you grounded too.
It really does. And it also, we always talk about it on the showcase, is that racers are somewhat selfish, right? But they're selfish for a reason, not because they're being a jerk. But when you learn in a team atmosphere like that, and you learn playing soccer, football, whatever it is, it gives you a little bit of a different mentality, right? So you can understand how hard each pit guy works. You can understand how hard the mechanics work. So the appreciation that Katie probably has for her team members is probably a little different than most.
I'd say it's probably a lot different than how somebody growing up moto.
Yeah, like
because
us.
it was all on fix the bike and go do the best you can. Where she's got to do what she's got to do, but she also has to rely on those other people for that too, right?
How was that actually, like having those team members and stuff? And because that seems kind of gnarly.
It was gnarly just a little bit, especially when it comes to having to throw people in the air and catching them, and we're losing our breath, and we're trying to keep a smile on our face and try to keep everything together. But I guess that's just like in racing. One little thing happens. We're doing our tear-offs. We're making sure our radios are working. We're making sure all these bits and pieces are coming together to make the full, we'll say, cheer routine.
Yeah, exactly.
Come together, the full race come together. So I feel like, kind of comes, it sounds crazy to say hand in hand, but really when at a young age, getting that structure, whether it be soccer, baseball, whatever it may be, and sticking to it. There's so many times that I never wanted to go to the cheer gym ever before, but I've been able to accomplish things that I never thought. It took me a long time to get a backflip, but once I did, it was a great moment, and kind of hoping that falls into place with my racing too. Just keeps on trying as hard as I can. And hopefully it all folds out.
Those things create a great foundation, though, for a person in general. Like when we talk to a lot of people, like almost all the guests that come on here have a really close mindset to the stuff that we're talking about. They never give up, they try hard, and they work their ass off. But there's some people, and Casey and I always talk about this, and everybody says it, right? The kids that just play video games nowadays or whatever. There's 1 in a million can you be a video game star and make millions of dollars, right? But it doesn't teach you the same things that like all of the stuff that we're talking about actually teaches you. It's a whole different foundation for a human being when you start at that level and you work your way into this, because I don't feel like some of those kids that started out like that could do what Katie does now and race. It would be very difficult for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's neat to hear that.
Everything may be difficult, but I feel like anyone could do anything, just like yourself. Things are difficult, but anyone could achieve it. However, it may take longer.
Yeah, exactly. We had a couple comments coming in. Actually, my crew chief, you know him well, Brian Lopez. He wanted to say hello, so he wanted to say
hi.
He wanted to say hello
to you guys.
He wanted to say hello to you and to your cameraman, Nico.
He said hi.
So, and we also had the Gladiator Tires guys kind of chimed in and said hello as well. So it's good to see those guys are watching you as well. We can see their logo very nice on the back.
It's exciting to see ZRP on here as well. Gladiator is all over their rig, and you know why. They're winning races, and they put a beating to it with their parts on it. And so it's awesome to see us all riders come together. I left the desert scene for a little bit, still hanging out a little bit, but Gladiator is a great team to have on board. Besides their tires, everyone needs a good tire for racing. Let's be honest here. But at the end of the day, it's about relationship, loyalty, staying with a brand that is going to help you get to where you want to be, and you help them get to where they need to be. I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Yep.
So ZRP, they're great people. We kind of, learn from our mistakes and we share them, kind of vice versa. Sometimes you don't do that in this racing world. But we're a really close-knit team with Gladiator and XComp, so we're really fortunate that way.
Yeah, it's cool. We always say that all the time. Like, a product is only worth as much as the product, right? But the relationship is worth, it's priceless always. Mm-hmm. So it's good that you're understanding that and you can relate that. But I think that those thoughts that Katie has, and the reason that she does that is because of all the stuff she learned when she was a team member and these, when she was young, because she understands and appreciates human beings in general. Mm-hmm. So, well, let's skip forward a little bit. Let's start talking about when you moved down to San Clemente. So you obviously, it was culture shock, right? It was totally different. But what was the next thing that you were like, all right, I moved down to San Clemente. This is the next milestone that I want to achieve.
Well, it was Southern California. We're living next to the beach. There was tons of people going outside and doing sports and just living that free lifestyle, going out and getting able to ride a bike, getting out, able to ride rollerblades. Like I said, where I was from, it's too much dangerous of an area to be doing that. So I didn't get to do that as much. So I feel like when I went out, I kind of spread my wings, we'll say.
Yeah.
And I started trying things I've never done ever before, like surfing, for example. Still horrible at it, but it was close by. So,
dude, surfing is hard, though. Surfing is so hard.
It's not made for everyone, let me tell you that.
It looks like you're getting some comments coming in too, Case. I don't know. Yeah, dude, I've seen so many people, and I broke my back before I was able to start surfing. But I would just try to stand up on the surfboard. I didn't try it because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it good. But I was like, Jesus, dude, these guys are insane good at what they do, man. It's awesome.
Right. You literally use every muscle in your body. I'm sure just like dirt bike racing, you feel every little muscle in your body you never knew you had.
Have you tried to surf
but
ever,
yeah,
Case?
Yes, no? I have. I not too well. I could get up, and that's about it.
Can Nico surf at all or no?
Oh God, he was on the surf team
so he's all
for
good.
many years. Yeah, so that was weird for me. People having a pool at their school, that was really weird. Yeah. Let alone going into the ocean for was it surfing class? That was weird, but it was pretty cool. So cool. I had a good coach, but not that good because I still can't do that well.
I can't bodyboard or anything
at all.
I just can't.
We're not good in water because there was no water when we grew up, right?
That's my excuse.
Anything that's why we started a show called you don't have the opportunity.
Anything on dirt or two wheels, I'm in.
That's why this is not called the Ocean Life, it's called the Dirt Life.
Exactly, right.
All right, so you started living the beach life and kind of stuff like that. What was the catalyst to get into modeling and stuff? Was it just because you were living in that kind of area?
No, I graduated when I was 17 and cool. Everyone was pretty much 18 already. And I really liked cars. And I actually met Nico, my husband now, when I was 16. And that was something that we enjoyed together. So when I was 17, he was already in college for 3 years. We went to Huntington Beach, looked at auto parks that were zoned for automotive industry, and we rented out a building and got our business license to sell wheels and tires.
Whoa.
And a business was slow at first, so I decided when we have this big shop, let's take some pictures. And so I put on a swimsuit and try to do, that old school garage photos. And we put them up on a website to see if I could get some modeling jobs. And a casting director wrote me from Playboy. And I thought, oh, yeah, okay. And one thing led to another. I went up the ranks in modeling overnight. I literally just turned 18. So it was really quick. I had to grow up really fast, but it was, I'm going to try this modeling thing. I take pictures. We're sitting inside my race shop, and I get a call to do, or an email to
crazy,
do
right?
post for. So, yeah, I was kind of thrown off guard and never told my parents, and we all thought it was fake, but it wasn't. And I stayed at the mansion for 2 months, and I shot some photos. I was eating lunch in the mansion, and Hugh Hefner came down with my magazine and gave me centerfold Playboy Playmate.
Dang, that's pretty
cool.
When
I was 18.
That's pretty crazy,
so
though.
I lived there
story.
for some time. Yeah, it was totally opposite of what I ever imagined. Nico's at the shop when I'm staying at the mansion. I mean, I felt really bad. But he knew we always love cars. We'll always be there together. But he knew this was a big opportunity for me. So that's what I did. And so modeling and then doing the wheels and tires. And I got so busy with modeling that we kind of put that to the side for a little bit. And I really focused on that aspect of my life and did some really awesome, exciting things that I was able to save up some money to get myself one of these race rigs that now drives me crazy because I love it so much. And, we get all these bumps and bruises, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
It's super cool to hear that story. So a lot of people don't know that story, that you it kind of just, we'll call it, fell in your lap. But the better part of that story, in my opinion, is that you already had
a track that you wanted to go down, right? So the cheerleading and all this stuff taught you how to work hard, how to play hard, how to focus on goals, how to achieve different levels of I don't know, wins and different things like that, right? So you don't just start a business, especially with a boyfriend, and say, I'm going to go into this without knowing anything. You go in with a good mindset, right? Yeah, you're not rolling the dice.
Absolutely.
You're not rolling the dice like what Casey was just saying. You really have to focus on it.
I felt like I was rolling dice.
Yeah, I guess that you probably do when you're young, right? But you may not have realized it, but when you're looking at it in hindsight, you got to understand that you were actually pretty focused on what you guys wanted to do, right?
Yeah, when you think of, or when you say some things out loud, you realize that, wow, things have happened for a reason. I never look at it that way, but sometimes you need a second to reflect on everything that you've done and don't forget where you came from.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Casey and I always talk about, that stuff too. Like, how you perceive things and making sure that you understand where you've looked at, like, before when you're growing up, is a huge, huge thing. And fate has a crazy way of, like, guiding you, right? So for me, like, I can totally understand all the things that you had because I've already had to change my life drastically 3 or 4 times in my life. And I'm talking about occupations, I'm talking about focus, I'm talking about health, like everything, right? So when you get an opportunity like that, what's the word that you always use? Pivot. So Katie's all of a sudden had this track that she's focusing on, and then she has to pivot and then focus on something totally new. The only way that she's doing that is because of what she learned when she was young. Like, okay, if I fall down when I'm a cheerleader, I get right back up and go. So now she's thrown into, like, this modeling thing, and she's like, okay, I got to go do this. And she had the support mechanism of Nico to be able to help her. So that's super cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't easy. My parents still don't come out to the races. So as far as the support system, I kind of just do what I love. And I kind of, you say, you go from one thing to another. It was just that I wanted it so bad. And that it meant so much to me that it didn't really matter of how I'd get there, when I would get there, any of that. It was a matter of saying, oh, wait, this isn't possibility. And then, sitting it down and thinking, is this what I really want? And that's when I just threw everything away that I want to say worked so hard for, because the modeling thing just kind of came to me. It wasn't that I was wanting to be a model. I wasn't wanting to do any of these things. It kind of just fell into my lap. And so I just wanted to take advantage of that to the most I can and learn from it. And I just happen to find something that I love so much. And no matter if, you have the people that are there to support you or not, everyone's not a doctor or a lawyer. We're all could be skateboarders or racers too. So it's okay. It doesn't matter where life takes us, as long as you work hard and you're happy and you do what's most important to you. I feel like you'll succeed.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what she's talking about is, like, when she's saying that she loved it so much, she was loving the cars and the automotive stuff so much that it didn't matter what she had to do to get there. And so maybe you can expand a little bit more on that. And so when did you, like, know that you had the bug to want to go racing?
I went to a Lucas Oil race and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I never thought in a million years that I would be racing one. That's for darn sure.
When was this?
But
what
I
year?
thought the 2000, I bought my first Razor 2012. So I want to say maybe 2011, 2010 when I first saw it. And I thought that was, pretty cool.
I feel like that's like when Lucas was, like, doing, like, super good too. They had tons of trucks on the track. Like, they had all those different courses.
Mm-hmm.
It was the big Razor 900 party.
Yeah.
There were so many cars. I'm pretty sure when we first, what was the very first race, that was the Razor 900, and those were the big boys. And there were about 20-something cars in the class, and it was insane, massive. And I feel like that almost really skyrocketed the whole razor boom racing thing. I may totally be wrong because I'm in this bubble here in Southern California, but I truly feel like everyone saw that you could buy one of these cars, at a dealership and add the safety requirements needed and go out there and race. And dude, that was exciting.
You're so not wrong, though, because I was that dude.
Yep.
I was totally that guy. And I was in Arizona thinking that same thing. And I think this was around the same time that the Merrill guys were, like, killing all these championships and just winning everything.
Right. Yeah, it was insane. It was, you get these older dirt bike guys, not saying they're older. I'm saying they have raced dirt bikes in the past and they come out or, they see these cars and like, that's so awesome. It's so, the things that you could do with them is endless. So when I saw that, I thought that's the coolest thing. No way would I ever be able to do such a thing. But then parents say put the modeling toward or put money towards a cash fund or college or a home. Well, I did everything my parents told me not to, and I go spent it on a toy.
Nice.
But I turned that one toy, my Razor 900, into what I have today. So who would have thought?
Yeah.
In a million years, never.
Yeah, it's super cool, though. And I love hearing that story. We'll get into a little bit more, but I kind of have the same feelings as you. It kind of makes me, it gives me chills a little bit. Like, when I was working in Southern California, our office was in Solana Beach, and it was on the beach. We were doing computer work, with graphic design, and all this fun stuff, right? But on Tuesdays, we would go in the morning, we would go ride at Elsinore on mini bikes. So we would cruise up there, and I forgot who it was, but I saw him testing, a mod Reno. I think it was like James Hill and like Andy Harrington or something. But anyways, they were
IMG guys.
Yeah, so I was out there and I was like, what the fuck are these things? Like, these things look cool. And I went over and checked them out. They were ripping, like doing jumps and stuff. And I was like, I'm already jacked up. Maybe this would be something cool. And then I just kind of I tabled it for I don't know, maybe 2 years, 3 years or whatever. And then I saw the Razor 900s, just like what you said. And I'm like, dude, these things are
Those
getting
are cool.
sweet.
Yeah.
Right? And then the Kawasaki T-Rex and the Rhinos and, those good old fun cars.
Yep. I was a little bit behind you, though, when I went. I think I was like 2013 or something is when I went to my first Lucas race, and I saw it, and I was like, the same as you. I was like, yes, I have to do it.
Yeah, and it's expensive, but it's not crazy out of this world. So if you ever get a chance, I highly recommend it. It's for any viewers that are watching. It's a lot of fun.
It really is. It's super cool. And like Katie said, you could just do safety equipment on a Polaris Razor and get in there. It's such a good series to start out in. So you saw Lucas race and you were like, all right, I got to go buy one. Like, what were your next steps? Like, because for me, like, all of it was so scary because I was doing so much research. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, what am I supposed to do?
It was super scary and nerve-wracking because I've never driven anything. I just thought it would be super cool and fun, and I wanted to try it really bad. So I went and got one at Malcolm Smith Motorsports. And the first trip we took it out to was Glamis, and we love to go out to the dunes. And it was fun. I went with just some friends that I saw that had other, side-by-sides. And that's kind of how it happened. We would go out to the dunes and race each other's friends or, just have fun and feel like a little kid again. So that's pretty much how that happened. What was it? A couple years of riding. And then I saw that there was the race, and then we decided to go check it out. And then one thing led to another. Company had Pro Armor actually was reaching out to Jeremy and Jason Merrill about doing some product development stuff, and I got the opportunity to use the cage that they had.
Oh,
so
cool.
I was able to, so I just got the money to be able to buy a Razor, let alone having to get the funds to build it and race it was a whole nother story. So that was just out of the question, to be honest. So I got lucky enough for them to build me a car, and I was too nervous, and Nico, my husband, raced it for 2 years.
Nice.
And I finally decided I want to try.
My turn.
And so I went out there and I thought, if I suck and I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just going to pull off the track and pretend like I broke. Let me remind you, I have never have done any of this before. We went out to the dunes for a couple of years and I thought that was super cool. And so I wanted to try it. So, but I got 8th place out of 15.
Nice.
I think some of them broke. That's why. But I was not as bad as I thought. So I was hooked from that moment. And I just wanted to keep trying and trying it again. And he hasn't been in the car since.
All right.
And that was.
Now that you bring it up, though, the real question, like, let's just say you get 2 cars next to each other. Who's going to win, you or Nico?
Well, for obvious reasons, because my more experience, not because he's 100 pounds heavier than me. He's 6'5", so he's a much bigger guy. But I think I definitely have better throttle control and reaction times, to be honest.
Good.
So,
I love
yeah.
No.
We heard him.
Yeah,
we heard him.
Oh, yeah.
We totally heard him.
I was waiting for it.
The man behind the camera is coming in. That is cool, though. And I think that's really neat to understand. There's 2 things that I take from that. First of all, I was the same way as her. When I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't come in as green as her, obviously, because I had raced something else before. But I think that's super cool because I didn't know what was going to happen my first race either, right? I had a lot of tutelage from Jason and Jeremy Merrill, the same guys that helped her, and it was really, really beneficial for me. But the second thing is that she said that her parents haven't been out to the races, but Nico gave up racing for her so she could do it. Yep. Like, that's a super cool support mechanism.
Definitely.
That's badass.
Definitely.
Truly. Yeah, I mean, he loves it so much, and he had so much fun. And kind of like when we go back to the support thing, it was just him and I. His dad doesn't do any of this. No brothers, no cousins, nothing. So when we would work on our car and go to the racetrack, set up the pit, then he would have to get in the car. And I'm on the spotters radio. I have no idea what I'm doing. We're just trying to learn as much as we can. It was stressful, man. And so he felt like he can only do so much. Yeah. And when I got in the car and tried it, he said that he had just as much fun. He has told me this multiple times. I don't want to speak for him, but he told me he has more fun watching me race than him having to, work on the car and then get in there and race. And when you say gave up, he literally stopped everything he had planned for his life to really just stop his, he was going to school. He had, we were running the wheel and tire business, and then, I'm modeling thing. And he's like, well, what am I going to do kind of thing? And so here we are now. It's crazy how one little thing turned into this, but now we've been together for 13 years. And he truly has stopped everything just to help me, because I cannot do it alone. My
so
parents don't help us. So, if it's emails or us on the track, we literally do everything ourselves. Up until, 2 years ago, I was able enough to get the funds to get some help, but it's a lot. It's really difficult. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because at the end of the day, him and I, if you go leave us in the strand in the desert, I could guarantee you with a rock and duct tape and maybe a zip tie, we can make it back home.
That's nice. So cool. And those are the things that are really interesting to me, is to understand those personality traits and those support mechanisms that you have, because those make a huge difference in anybody's lives. And so I don't know if you can understand this, but we've actually, my team, Brian, myself, my dad, and people around us, when we've either pitted near you or seen you at the races, whether you have a good race or a bad race, on the way home, we'll talk about that stuff. Like, so-and-so's team had a bad race and they were jerks about it. They threw their helmet. They were idiots, But every time we had talked about you guys, we go, man, they work so hard and they have such a good mindset and love racing so much that they put everything into it. Like, it's super cool. And people don't ever talk about it, right? Like, you don't have people walk up to you and go, hey, I know that you put in 4 years worth of work to get to this point. Like, it really means so much to me. Nobody ever says that, right? But people see it.
No.
And they talk about it. And it might not mean a lot to you hearing it now, but we talked about it all the time, man. It's super cool to understand that work ethic. And
no, it means so much. And, you know, kind of going back to what you said about being at the races. Yeah, you know firsthand that we don't know what you're doing. You helped us out with the radio. Something as simple as that. You know, we got my wheels and tires on, but you can't handle a couple wires. It's just learning. And I've been grateful enough to meet you guys along the way, because it truly takes every bit of advice. And sometimes learning in this crueling, man-dominant world, you may not get the right advice at first. But that's when you really get to learn about people. And I've been thankful enough to meet people like you guys that have helped me. I think it was at one time, it was my husband and I and one other guy. And what did you one of your guys split your head open, and it was just, it's every little thing means so much. So it doesn't matter if a teammate is down or, you know, someone over here is down. It affects me a lot. I wish it didn't. I wish I was more of that, you know, it's a head bump, it's okay. I'm the one that's like, I want to make sure everyone's okay. And then if everyone's like good, I could do my job and I could not think about anything else in the world except getting to that checkered flag as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would be easier if I could just say, you know what, you have your list to do, and get it done. If you don't get it done, it's too bad.
Yeah.
I'm more so if you don't have that done, what can we do to get that done? Because at the end of the day, it's like a team. It's all gonna affect something out there.
Yeah.
So
don't change that. Don't change that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
That's a good trait to have. Casey and I talk about it all the time. Like, a race is just a race, right? Life is completely different than a race, and you're making sure that life is happening for everybody else. So kudos to you and Nico for doing that. So make sure that you always have that in the back of your head, because that's what's going to make you have a successful career. Whether you're an off-road racer or not, that's just going to make you a good person. So keep it up.
I believe it.
So, man, let's start getting into the racing stuff. So you've done a lot of different racing. You've done, obviously, the UTV World Championships. You've done Lucas stuff. You've done some Best in the Desert stuff. I think you even did some work stuff, man. It seems like you've really tested out all the series. Like, what did you like about each individual discipline?
For starters, I felt like to be the best racer, I got to really put my hands and feet in everything I can and try to adapt from each course. And I felt like the more courses and more different series that I raced, the better of a driver I became at one or another. When I raced the work series, it was a 45-minute moto. It was a pure sprint. Pretty much all or nothing for 45 minutes. And then the first person across the flag gets the checkered. And when I go from that into my desert races, where I'm in the car for, I think the least amount of hours in a desert race for a 250, I think it's like 4.5 hours, 5 hours or so. So totally different mindset. I mean, total flip a switch. It's same things for both races. You don't win in the first turn, but it's just, you learn so much from your mind, physical and mental in that 45-minute moto that you go out to these longer races and you just have to know to, like, I don't want to say sit back and try to enjoy the race, but that's kind of
really do
what
have to
it is.
Pace yourself, though.
Yes, because we get caught in these, these rush, and it could get into that moment where it's, one little thing could happen, but that's racing if you're not going fast enough, if you're not living on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
So it's really like the fine line, which is not as easy as it sounds. But what I like best, I like the Lucas Oil racing. I like because we can have the whole family come out. I can have sponsors come out, and they could sit there. They can have their barbecue with their friends and family, and they could sit there and watch their parts get just mingled over and over, get thrashed, and see that they're still finishing these races. Like, that's enough said. So the desert racing is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. However, I'm not winning races right now, to be honest. So if I'm not winning, I need to make sure I'm up in their face, giving them the most marketing, most promoting I could possibly do. Yeah. So that's out at Lucas Oil, being in the stadium, doing circles, 14 laps in their face on TV, being able to reshare it, repost it. So it's kind of like what I enjoy most. I enjoy racing. But what's going to get me to keep on doing what I enjoy most is doing what gets the sponsors their money.
Yeah, exactly.
And gets them their return on investment. That we all want to have fun here. We all want to, play games and race our cars for our whole life. But at the end of the day, if we're not doing something for them, then we got to step up. We got to do something, or someone else is going to take your place.
I agree 100%. So Brian Lopez, my crew chief, is watching this. So see, I told you, Brian, because we had this conversation literally every time we came home from a short course race. George, when are we going desert racing? George, when are we going desert racing? I'm like, dude, I would love to be a badass desert racer, but we don't have the financial backing to be able to do that. Right. And plus, there's never a return on your investment, ever. Right. So I would love to do it. I think everybody would love to drive a trophy truck and be the baddest dude in the desert, right?
Of course.
Absolutely. Where's the list to sign up?
I know. So
I'm already on it.
I agree with what you're saying 100%. That's cool, though, that you understood that from, we'll call it day one when you started racing, because it means that no matter what you do, you know what you have to work for to make the program successful.
Structure. We want to come out here and race and have fun. But I could race here and I'll have fun once. But if I want to keep on doing this the way I have been, I need to make sure that I show up, I look good, feel good, do good.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a good way to look at it. So we want to just take a quick break real quick and just tell everybody that whoever's watching right now, please feel free to comment in, ask Katie any questions. We still have a couple more questions, and we're going through some pretty cool stuff about her racing, but feel free to chime in and ask anything, because she's an open book tonight for you guys. So the next step was like figuring out what you like. So I know that you did the works racing. You had some trials and tribulations along the way when you were figuring it out, we'll call it in quotes. You had a pretty bad get off at the UTV World Championship. What year was that?
That was, I want to say
15, maybe
16. I want to say 2015. Yeah, 2015 was it. I just got out of my desert. No, was it? No, that was another race. That's why I love writing my race reports. Sometimes when you start telling stories, they all kind of crumble together into one massive
what happened
at party.
The World Championship though? Like what? Because you had a pretty gnarly race.
Yes, I did. I was going fast like we normally do on a race, and coming up into a turn I roughly was going, when I looked down last that I can remember, was 60, 65 miles an hour. And we have a turn coming up, and I went to press on my brakes, and it just went to foot to the floor. Long story short, I burned my brake line. Anyway, so I lost brakes and I hit the car in front of me. I flipped over him down the berm, and I made a mistake that could have cost me my life, just like it almost cost you yours.
Yeah.
Because I got out of my UTV during the race, and I flagged people down for help. And I don't think I'll ever like get that whole picture out of my mind, just because, George, I don't see you all the time, but that doesn't mean like these moments that we have once or twice at the track, whatever, doesn't mean anything. So it's really unfortunately that it happened, a bad accident happened to you. And I'm happy that you're here and we're able to do this together now. But
yeah, for sure.
I was able to get my car flipped back over. And by then it was nighttime. It was a day race. And my front wheel was hanging on. My A-arm bolts were all broken off. And my roof was caved in. But somehow I finished. I don't know. I don't know what made me keep going. Well, I do know, because I can never give up. Anyone that knows me, I just can't. Doesn't matter how much pain I'm in. So I end up getting hurt afterwards, but I never give up. And I didn't give up. And I finished the race, and I wanted to I wanted to pretty much like I wanted to leave my car there at the racetrack because it was all torn to pieces. It was really bad. It was sad. You know, like I was saying, I care too much. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
All of us have those emotions, though. Like that, the next year after that, same thing happened to me, and I was out there until God knows how long. I was out there in the desert for 8 hours or something like that. But anyways, you feel so. You're just like, dude, fuck it. I'm just gonna leave all this shit here. I'm over it, done, whatever. Like I don't care anymore.
Right.
So,
and I feel like a spoiled brat saying that, but at the time, it's just like, it's so rough. It really, you find your true self, that's for sure. But I finished the race. I don't know how.
What was that thing that kicked in though? Like, because you're out there and you're like we just said, screw this, we're out of here. What, like, was it just like, you're just like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm getting, like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm getting back in there.
I had a rough upbringing. It was difficult. I had, everyone does. Everyone has ups and downs. You know, we're all unique in that all different way. And I've, just gotten, punched down many times, and it doesn't matter how many, your arms hanging on, your face is bloody. That just doesn't there's this never give up mentality. It doesn't matter how I'm going to get there. Because if I don't try my best, like eating myself up alive after is like, it's just like, it means so, it's worse. And so it's just, there was never a point of saying, I'm just going to get out and walk away. Okay, getting out, walking away. What am I going to do? What am I learning from this? Am I going to pick up my car and cry out home? So it's just weird. I've had to get back up when I've fallen down in the past. And so that just never once went across my head. Oh, thanks, sweetheart.
Yeah. That's
just right now, your sweetheart.
That's super cool.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah. So that's, Brian Lopez just chimed in and said, didn't you win the Perseverance Award that year? So, our buddies, maybe you could bring that into the shot so we could see it a little bit more. But yeah, so our buddies from Rob Blanton from Warfighter Made and his foundation, at the UTV World Championship, they give out this thing. It's called the Perseverance Award.
So
and
cool.
So they look at the races and the results afterwards, and they give it out. And Katie actually won it that year because she persevered through all that stuff that she's talking about.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, they give out the award, right? And it's like you come back and they give out the award and they know what happened or whatever. But seeing the emotion on her face and understanding, that's why she got the award.
Yeah, and absolutely. And going through that, living that whole thing, I'm sure it all of a sudden was like all worth it.
Dude, plus that award looks fucking
awesome.
My
so
goodness.
Cool. It looks so cool.
You have no idea.
Is it heavy?
You have no idea. Is it heavy? Yes.
Is that
you see these guns?
Yes. Is that one of the ones that Adam Fitza built?
Yes, Adam Fitza. That preps my truck now, which is so crazy.
That's what I was going to put together too.
I built this.
Yeah.
And so I think that's pretty badass. There, you got the run pistons and all the kind of gears in there, and it means a lot to me. And as you can still see, I get emotional just because it means so much. But
it's almost like better than winning the actual race.
I want to share this with you because you would have been able to flip your car back over and get back together, because I know you're that strong fighting person.
Thank you.
Just from that one moment I met you. So it kind of means like this is ours, because unfortunately I was able to walk away and you weren't, and that kills me, but we're here today. So I just want to, this means a lot to me, and love you. Glad you're still here.
I appreciate it. And
it's a virtual regift.
Yeah, it's a virtual regift because
but I'm keeping it here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, yep. I do want to make a point, and I don't mean to make this any heavier or lighter of a conversation, but the best part about that is that you understand that, right? And it's neat to be able to see that, because I didn't win a Perseverance Award, which is totally fine, but I didn't deserve it, right? Because I didn't persevere. The thing that's best about it is all of the relationships that I have now and the things that I've seen from the human beings in off-road is what cultivated this show to start, is what makes me want to go back to the races. It's what makes me want to do all these things. I talked to Robert today. I talk to Robert all the time. He's a fantastic dude. The Merrill brothers, I still have a loving relationship with them. Casey sitting right next to me. Like, all of these things, having you on the show, they are so valuable to me. So whether I have an award or not doesn't really make a difference to me, but I can see why you won the award at the race, because that never give up attitude was what really got it there. That was awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
So you got that, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, I didn't give up now. The car's toast. We got to get back to it. So you're like thinking, what's the next step? Because I know that you had lofty goals, right? Because now the Polaris 1000s are out. You're thinking about maybe getting into a Pro Light. Like all these things are going in your head, right?
Yeah, so that was what next was the big 1000 turbos came out, and my car was, like we talked about, it was pretty mauled up, and I contracted to race 2 weeks after, and I will not have any excuse not to race. So I had to pretty much tear it all to pieces and weld. I didn't personally weld it back together. I had this amazing guy, Got Sand with a question mark. I'm sure every one of you guys that are watching this right now have
seen
seen
the logo
it,
in the background.
one way or another out there. So he really tore it all apart and put it back together.
Oh yeah, perfect. Now I see it.
So
love it.
It's the Got Sand Performance right here. Got Sand question mark. He pretty much builds all these cars, and I moved him into my shop now. But long story short, he put the car back together. It was a little straight. He tried to make the frame as best as he could.
Well, 2 weeks, you don't have that much time, man. Dang.
Yeah.
No, and Polaris was aware of this. And so I was lucky enough that got a call from Polaris, and they wanted to reach out and wanted to make sure that I kept on racing. And I got a Polaris Razor from them, and I turned that into a desert car that I raced Best in the Desert in for 2 years.
That's so cool, man.
Sweet.
And see, so these things don't just happen for no reason, right? Like you hear all the combination of all this.
Right.
Right. I know Jason DeFucia and Craig Scallon were flying back to, Minnesota, and they said that they were just talking on the airplane and kind of was talking about my situation of how no matter what, I'm still going to race. And they liked my determination, and they wanted to help me and support me. So I'm very thankful for that, because if it wasn't, just takes one person, it truly takes one person to change your life. And I dedicate a lot of my racing achievements because of Jason and Craig for giving me this opportunity to turn my one car into a little mini pink empire, I'll call it.
Yeah, that's cool though. And I agree with what she said. You know, it takes one person to change it forever.
Yeah, so true.
I haven't known Craig like you have for many, many years, but just in the past few months here, I've got to know him really well, and he's a fantastic guy, man. So I'm appreciative of that friendship as well.
Right. Yeah. Good people in this off-roading community. Like you're saying, these people that you talk to once in a while become, your best friends, and I have more family. I consider that here than, anywhere else. But, we're all racing, and we're all trying to, whether we're racing or not, out here to ride, the whole dirt life. It doesn't matter what we do. We all love to do it.
Yep.
And we all like to thrash stuff. We like to have fun.
Yep.
And if we could do that together, but then also kick each other's butts once in a while, why not?
Exactly. Case, can you read that Gladiator Tires comment right there?
The team has enjoyed seeing you race virtually and through the content you create, but so true.
Thank you. We try. It's hard to create content.
That's it.
Next level.
Yeah. But so true. Seeing you race in person, next level.
So a lot of people see. Everyone has. Everyone races, or not everyone, but there's a lot of racing. So we take pictures out on the racetrack.
Yep.
Now everyone likes to see a car out on the track. But what else is behind there? There's always going to be a picture of you on the track. But what else are you doing behind that?
Yep.
What is your day to day? What is making you get there? And Gladiator has been able to help me really focus solely on racing. And I think that has a lot to do with it. If I had a family, if I had, a big business or company or outside of racing, it would truly be it would truly be impossible. It takes a huge team, and financially, like you're saying, the desert races, you know, I'm not just getting my car. I'm getting the 3 pit trucks, the 3 fuel, the 3 jacks, the 3 drivetrains. So it's just all those little things that really come together that make it difficult, but we all come back for wanting more, don't we?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Amen.
So I want to go back to what you were saying before. You said the friends and obviously the supporters and all that stuff. Do you talk to any of the people that you cheerleaded with, like way back?
Yes, I do.
Wait, cheerled? I don't know how do you say it?
One of my cheerleaders, or if I still speak to them? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, do you?
I do not have a face-to-face relationship, but, you know, thank God of social media nowadays. We're just one click away from, you know, talking about the old stuff we used to do. But
no, I wasn't meaning that. Like, that's cool you talk about the old stuff, but what do they think about you now? They think you're freaking bananas going racing cars?
They think I'm insane, never in a million years. I remember when I was standing next to my car taking pictures at prom because I got some new wheels on my car, and I was all excited, and they were all laughing at me, like modeling next to my car, but it's okay.
Here we are.
Yeah, now you're sitting next to your car, but it's like pink, it's all your sponsors. Yeah, you're telling a good story now.
Do what you love. Focus on that. Don't care what other people think. But yeah, we still kind of keep in touch, but yeah, they think I'm insane.
That's cool. How has it been for like you and Nico, since you're kind of elevating the program and you're working your way up the ranks and things like that? Has it been how do I say this? Like, do you guys live the success together? Like when you do good or you do like, how does it feel when you guys do well?
Well, it's been a struggle doing well ever since I left the women's classes and went up to the pro classes. Every single race has been extremely difficult. So I don't want to say this negatively, but I've walked away every single race not being fulfilled because I want to win. That's why I'm doing this. I want to do good. I want to win.
Yeah,
like, I don't care like what it takes. I just want to win. And so that's hard that I'm saying I'm not walking away happy, because I am happy. I'm thankful to be able to be doing what I'm doing. I'm very thankful to have what I have and, you know, have my arms and legs and everything to be doing everything that I'm doing. But if I'm not doing good racing, like, I get really upset. And I'm trying to not let it faze me and just focus on what I've learned each time, because I learn so much, so much every time. And that's when they say practice, seat time is practice. Yes. Driving around is great for you, but racing is the best seat time you will ever have. So, it's hard. I walk away from every race, you know, super happy to be, you know, doing it, but it's been a struggle. Now I'm racing a totally different truck, from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive, from 200 horsepower to 550 horsepower. And so it's a lot to learn. And these guys I'm racing against have been doing this for a long time, but I'm just trying to stay focused on myself and do what I love and just try to keep on doing the best I can.
Well, definitely don't lose that attitude. I know that sometimes it gets stressful, but that's what will make you successful, is you just have to harness that energy, right? Like, fuck, I didn't win, but I can do this, this, and this, and then I'm going to focus all that energy on it again.
Next time, yep.
Right, but that's life when we think about it. It's like, oh, it sounds tough. You know, we're having difficulties over this race. We're so lucky. You know, there's so many bigger things, you know, so to say, in this world, but, you know, it means a lot.
Yeah. It does. Are you the same as me and Casey? Like, you see like a guy yelling at a waitress being like, you got it wrong. I'm like, dude, who cares? Like, come on. Like, you're right.
Yes, I'm totally that person. Like, dude, it's not worth the time and the stress. I mean, there's just, but especially out here in California, it's like everyone's honking at you, get out of the way, you're going too slow. It's like you took my burger order. I don't know. It's just people are stressful out here.
You didn't get my caramel macchiato properly done?
Yeah. Exactly. But that's what I love about, racing, and I'm sure you guys could put perspective too when it goes for riding or whatever it may be. There's nothing else in the world that matters except you in your car, and dishes, laundry, just have fun, just be yourself, and try not to get hurt.
I know, but when you get back to reality, it's like a really, really sad thing because you're like, damn it, now I do have to do my dishes and my laundry. I'm not the race.
The highest of highs and the lowest of lows, baby. Jeez.
Well, how did you feel, Casey? Because Casey just got another dirt bike. We grew up dirt bike riding together, and he got another dirt bike, I don't know, a month ago, a few weeks ago. How did you feel that?
That's exciting.
I know, right? How did you feel when you went out? Did you have some of those same feelings that you used to or no?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Like, it was funny because I think I told the story last week, but Jeremy was giving us crap to tell Ray, hey, you need to get out and ride, Ray. And Ray had some excuses. He's like, I haven't ridden for 17 years. You're coming. You're coming. So anyways,
baby steps.
Yep. You jump right back on, and it was all a familiar experience. And
it's like riding a bike.
It totally is. And you know what's funny is I'm thinking about the jerk with the bad order, right? And I'm usually the guy like, dude, just get it over with so I can have my pancakes. I want to go ride, right? Get this guy out of here, right? I totally. It's funny how some people, they just spiral, on something like that, and it's probably because they've got some terrible things going on, or they're just not happy with themselves or whatever, and that's too bad, But at the same time, it's like. I'm sorry your day's ruined, but like you're ruining everybody else's. Like just suck it up and try to figure out how to maybe next time be a little more.
Maybe they need to live a dirt life and go out riding.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yes. Amen. Yes, 100%. They don't get to let go of any of that, extra stuff that's going on. They don't get to go out and ride the dirt life.
Exactly. Right. So for people that might not know in our audience and friends of the show, Katie races the the Turbo 1000 class, right, at Lucas? Or is it Production 1000?
Yeah, so I just retired my Turbo Razor.
What car are you riding now?
Right now, I just raced the Mint 400 in this RS1, but right now I'm solely focused on my Pro Light and the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series.
Okay.
I was racing the Turbo and my Pro Light last year, and I really wanted to drive as much as I can to be a better driver and be out on the track the most as I can. However, I learned a lot, and I'm going to put all my eggs into one basket in the truck and try to perfect that.
Nice.
And spend as much seat time in that as I can. As I develop as a driver and as I have more experience, I will be able to, flip that switch of 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive and, knowing that throttle control and learning that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But as of right now, when I'm trying to be the best that I could be, and I just want to win. If I'm not winning top 5, please. So if I'm not doing that, I just want to focus just on that.
Have you noticed that your driving skills have gotten better into being, is a tester the right word, where you can understand how the truck feels and give suggestions back to your support crew and tell them what to change?
100%. It definitely helps knowing what you're doing. Saying that, I'm hitting my undercarriage, whatever, stiffen up the shocks, or, you need to add more valving to them. All these little things help so much to know because they're watching, but I'm the one that's really feeling everything. And but then that's also difficult because I'm learning how the Pro Light works. I don't know. Is it my rear end's supposed to step out like this? Am I supposed to be drifting? Is this the 2-wheel thing? So I kind of went forward a little bit, but it's just it's just so different.
So let me suggest something to you right now then is like, don't think that you're doing it wrong. Think that you should be doing it the way that feels best for you. So when you say, I don't know if it's stepping out and this is the way it should be, it doesn't have to be any way. It has to be your way. So do it the way that you want to do it, the way that feels comfortable for you, and then it'll make you go faster. Because if you try to be the Ryan B or if you try to be a Jarrett Brooks, it's not going to work because they drive totally different than Katie does. So what you should do is just be like, hey, you know what? Talk to the guys and talk to Nico and be like, hey, it slid out a little bit too much for me. I don't want it to slide out. And then you just tighten it up a little bit, and then you can go faster the next time, and then grow step by step.
Yep.
Exactly. It helps a lot too for asking advice and stuff, learning, and so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And there is a lot of people that are jerks like that in the racing community that don't help out and they give you wrong advice and stuff like that. We were never those people, and we've had so many times that we were at the track together that we would always share advice. You would share advice with us, and vice versa. So it's nice to know that people have your back. So the Pro Light is your focus, and how do you feel in that car compared, because you've mostly raced UTVs, right? You started in the 900 and you worked your way up, but this is a totally different animal. It's got double the horsepower. It's got only on 2 wheels.
Double the weight.
Yeah. So how does it feel?
Yes, it is. It's a lot different. I've only have raced ever a Razor 900, a Razor 1000 turbo, and an RS1. So no dirt bikes, no quads, no trucks, no scooters, no anything. So this was really scary. Now put it into someone's mind that has been on a UTV or someone has been side by side, same thing you want to call it. And then you get into this Pro Light. I feel so much more comfortable and more safe. It's crazy how this is such a heavier vehicle. It's so much power, but what is it? What's the saying? When in doubt, power out or throttle out, or what's one of those something like that?
What do they say? When in doubt, gas it.
Is that like a dune? A dune term or something like that.
I think it's just off-road. Period.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When in doubt, throttle out.
When in doubt, throttle it out.
That's it.
But she's right though, because I got a chance to test Casey Curry's Pro Light before I got into UTV racing, and she's right. Like that truck, the more throttle you gave it, the safer it was.
Yeah.
And that's scary learning because it's loud and it sounds good and it feels good. But
they do sound awesome.
When you're soaring high, and when you brake, you got to brake hard. And I need to get over it. Look back to this day, I was soaring down this jump at Reno, and I just hit the brakes as hard as I could. And watching these Lucas Oil races, a lot of our brake calipers are on fire while we're racing. And it looks pretty badass, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
It was pretty scary. Everyone's just locking it up down these hills, and we literally just all slide into each other. And every single race, I'm losing fenders.
Plus,
but it's fun.
The Pro Light class is like balls to the wall. Like there's so many dudes in there, and they're all going wild. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I feel like the Pro Light guys are even crazier than some of the UTV guys.
Yeah. Probably so.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could bash into one of these people and these Pro Lights, and it hits you good. But it takes a lot for you to go over. But when you're going, and you're going quick.
What was your favorite track to drive the Pro Light on?
That's hard to say because last year I was battling new car blues. Well, we will say, this was Brian Deegan's truck that he won a Pro Light in like maybe 6 years ago. So this truck has been through a lot.
Lights, yeah.
So if my truck was set up the way it is right now last year, I would say Mexico. This year, we're not going to Mexico for obvious reasons. But the Mexico race the track was so much fun. We're on the beach. You get tacos, and it was just so much fun. The track had huge whoop sections, like all the way probably up to your hips wide, and the huge U-turns into down slope, like what was that 100-foot step up or something like that.
I love that track.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was fun. I like Reno too because you get the high elevation changes and kind of messes with, we have to get into the motor and check all that little stuff when you get up to the high altitude. So it gets really scientific into that kind of stuff, which is kind of fun. Get to pick out, what we learn as we go by. And
so one of the things that I thought
I think those are my favorite.
I like both those tracks too. And the only thing I don't like is the parking at Reno. It sucks.
Oh yeah, especially when it's super muddy. Oh. It was horrible.
It was
a terrible. Good show though.
Yeah.
Poor people got messed up everywhere. It's monsoon season, but yeah, parking's no good.
I don't know if you can answer this question, but one of the things that I thought was always so crazy about the Pro Lights is the torque converters. Like, you always messing with torque converters all the time?
I'm looking at one right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, I am. If I turn, yes, we pretty much every race. If we find a gearing we like, we still take it apart and make sure everything's good on the inside. We travel so far and spend so much money. It's not worth it to break a $800 part, when you go so far. But dynamic converters got me a pink one.
Whoa!
So I was really excited about that.
Nice.
I know. I need to tell you guys the story about this whole pink thing because it sounds like a little too much. But there's a reason why
I love the color
pink,
pink, so
in
it's
my
not
life.
too much for me. All right, let's hear it.
Definitely.
Thank you. Well, when I was younger, I like I said, we all had struggles in life, but I was really sick, and I spent a lot of years in the hospital, and I had trouble. How do I say this? I don't want to say throwing up, but I had trouble keeping things in, and I had collapsed lungs and asthma really bad, and so I had all those health issues. I was horrible, but things that made me happy was my mom would tell me to think about Hello Kitty so that way
Nice.
I could get my injections.
That's cool.
And I could get all my medicine, because if I was going to throw up, I can't take my medicine. So my mom would tell me, think about Hello Kitty, and everything Hello Kitty is pink. And so I decorated my entire room pink. Just to, lift your spirits in the hospital. So everything, it just, ever since I was younger, it just always finds a way to me. I don't know how.
It has a special meaning
just
to
happened.
you. That's why, because it's like, it's like ingrained in you now.
Yep, roll with it for sure.
Yeah, it truly bring, happiness at such a dark time. So it means a lot. And if I'm the only girl out on the track, I like to make sure all those little girls out there are watching that you could do it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make sure all the guys that you're beating know it.
Yeah, because you got the pink one out front.
Yep.
But that sucks when I'm in their rear view mirror and they're just like in the desert. Like, I'm not getting over. I'm like, I just chased your dust.
Yeah.
Move.
My turn. Yeah.
That does suck. Maybe you could have like a color that like you could just press a button and electric charge it, and it just like changes your wrap.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Who is that behind me? I didn't see that car at the starting line."
Whoop, whoop.
Just kidding.
It's blue now.
Yeah.
Well, I really think it's cool, and thank you for sharing that story. It's neat, like, to see that. And well, let's just looking at the graphics in the background though. So she's still got the pink, right? But she's still got the racer colors, and she's got black and white and the camo. Like, she's making it look all sweet.
See, it's
Definitely.
so pretty.
Yeah.
I like it. I kind of put some of that carbon fiber in the back to add some depth and make it look like it really popped out.
Oh,
and,
sick.
I don't know if Gator Wraps loves me too much, because I really love to put everything in my mind into a wrap. But they do an amazing job. Attention to detail is amazing. There's so many talented wrap people out in the industry and very great companies. However, it's a whole package. I want a good designer, someone that could help fulfill our 12 wraps a year. Hopefully not so much, as long as I don't get any damage.
12 wraps a year is still a lot. That's a
work.
lot of creativity going on.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah. And so, October comes around. I like to throw some breast cancer awareness stuff on 4th of July, do some flags for the veterans and try to make it exciting and a giant billboard for all my lovely sponsors.
I think you're doing a great job. I've always looked at your program like people should be looking at that as a way to market yourself. You know what I mean? Like the amount of work that she puts in is phenomenal, but the understanding that she has for the people that she's getting support from and being able to pay them back is really great as well, because it makes it so that they understand that she's working for them.
Yeah, it's great awareness for sure.
And obviously she's doing stuff that's cool for breast cancer and different things like that.
Yep.
Well, so what's 2020 has been a jacked up year, but like what's been going on with you? Like, what's the next things that you guys are going to do?
So coming up here, I'm leaving to Wheatland, Missouri. We have round 3, 4, and 5 of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series.
Dude.
I'm excited because this is at the Lucas Oil Speedway.
Have you been, though?
Lucas Oil's Speedway. Never been there.
Dude.
I've seen the track. It looks beautiful, the water, and then you go fishing. And I saw like the drag races and everything. So I'm super excited.
It's hot as shit. So bring a bunch of water. And then what saved us and my team was electrolytes. So we put electrolyte tablets and we would just eat those or drink those with the water. That's like what saved us all weekend. So bring some stuff
Very
so you guys
smart.
make sure you
Thank
stay
you.
hydrated. But what I was going to tell you is there's a massive tabletop. I don't know if you can send it in a pro light. You might have to hit that thing wide open.
I've seen some pictures. I've even seen pictures of my trucks flying, and I'm like, I don't know if I could say this on here, but butt puckering a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's pretty, there's some huge booters on there, but I'm just going to take it how I do every time is just do a pace lap like they do after the driver's meeting. Get a look for it. Check out the landings, see how check out on some of the other cars and see where they're going. I always look at previous videos of races to see how, tracks always change, but it's always to get a good eye on lines and stuff. And trying to just one step at a time, just because I know, I've had some gnarly accidents and these trucks aren't cheap. So I'm just going to try my best, but what's hard is that fine line. You're either not going fast enough or,
pushing it too far.
What happened?
Yep. So you're going to love that place though. That place is so cool. Like even without just talking about that tabletop, because that thing's massive. Like, I was full wood and I couldn't get over it. But
I like those big jumps like Works. You get those motorcycle style jumps where they're straight up and straight down. I don't know about in a truck, but UTV.
I liked it too, but we couldn't get enough speed out of the UTVs. We need more power.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Every other part of the track was so fun though. Like just the way that it flows and like where it goes and like how you like see the next turns and stuff. You're going to enjoy it so much. So good luck out there when you go.
I'm looking forward to it. Make sure to follow along on my social medias, Katie V Racing. I'll be posting photos and videos throughout the whole weekend. And as the progress goes on with qualifying in the race, it's going to be a good one. There's going to be a lot of trucks out there, and I'm hungry. I need it. I want it. And I'm kind of down to the wire of go big or go home.
Well, and you got to remember too, Wheatland is a place that nobody practices at. So it's nobody's home track. So like it evens out the playing field a little bit more.
Good. Love that.
Right. I like it.
So
I like it.
The only thing that sucks about it is driving all the way across the country.
Yeah, of course.
But
don't remind me.
The cool part about
it's
it
like
though
doing
is
Vegas to Reno a couple times.
You'll get way, way more like chat time with all the people in the truck.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, there is a cool place though. You can stop. I forgot what the name of the place is. I'll have to like message it to you. There's a place in it's like where you can eat the world's largest steak or something. I think it's in Albuquerque, New Mexico or something. No, you don't have to eat that though. It's an awesome place. It has like this big bull out front. No, you know what's funny is so we went in there and we saw all these dudes. They're like rugby players. They're like massive dudes, right? And none of them could do it. The champion person that she ate 2 plates. They're 72-ounce steaks. You have to eat all the potatoes, all the vegetables, drink all the drinks.
Oh.
She was a 98-pound Asian girl, and she ate 2.
Oh my gosh!
Crushed
That's ridiculous.
What?
Crushed it.
No way.
Yeah, me and Brian were like, "What the heck?"
Well, she was 140
I thought you were going to say like a little Mitch Guthrie or something ate these 2 huge steaks.
Nope.
But
It was like I forgot what they said. She was like a 98-pound girl or something. And we were like, oh my God. And like, there's no way you look at this thing. It's like a truckload of food. Like it's so much food. So I have to.
All right. So when I stop through there, I'll have to send you a picture and see how far I get into it.
I got to figure out where it was. I took some pictures on my Instagram and put it up there. So I'll see if I can find the location so you guys can stop there. Cause it's really cool. Cause you can it's a amusement area too and stuff. So it's fun.
I would love to stop by. Yeah. Let me know. I'm looking forward to stopping at all the fun little places on the way. Not so much the long drive, but I know it's going to be a fun time once we're out there.
There's a truck stop that's on there's one in the middle of the freeway. There's one on both sides of the freeway. There's all kinds of crazy truck stops in Texas too.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yay!
So I think you guys are going to have a good time. But yeah, so you had mentioned your social media, so how people can get.
Amarillo.
Yeah, she said it's an Amarillo, and I think it is. So you had mentioned about your social media, so people can get a hold of you at KDV Racing on Instagram is usually the best way. But you can also check out at the Dirt Life Show. We did a few posts with Katie's information over the past couple days, so you guys can check that out. And we obviously want you to have the best luck at the races. But before you get off to the races, we have some rapid fire Q&A. Do you want to do these with Nico? He can come and join us if he wants.
Sure, let me ask him. Oh.
So the rapid fire Q&A is for people that are listening are super funny questions because some of them are questions that profiling, some of them are real questions. They're pretty cool. So we'll see if Nico wants to join in. Katie and him can both answer all of the questions.
Let me see. Go ahead. I'm going to try to get him to come in.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, is he not even there?
No, he walked away. He's probably bored listening to me chat because he can't hear you guys right now, so he's all sad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, you could go ahead and get started, and we'll see.
All right, that sounds good. Well, I was going to ask one more question though. So, you obviously want to do well when you're. Is he calling you?
I'm trying to call him.
Oh,
here he is.
Well, you obviously said that you wanted. You obviously said that you wanted to do well at the races this year, but what's the future plans for you? You going to keep racing Pro Light? What's up, Nico? How are you, man?
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, Nico? How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
We're doing awesome, man. So we got some rapid-fire Q&A questions, but I still want Katie to answer my last question that I asked her before. So we know that you want to do well at the races this year, but what's the plan in the future? Are you just going to focus on Pro Lights, or you still got some UTV racing left in you?
What do you want to see me doing? Truck racing or UTVs, or what are you thinking for 2021?
I think we focused still on the truck, and the RS1 was really fun to race, and we're kind of keeping it as our back pocket of desert racing still. But the Pro Light is, I feel like, opening up a lot of doors for Katie. So,
and it's a huge
hopefully
class
we
too.
can focus on that.
So, okay, cool. All right, let's get into the rapid fire Q&A questions. So, you want to go first, Case?
Sure. I bet we know the answer to this one.
Yep.
Okay, you ready? iRacing or real racing?
Real racing.
Of course.
iRacing.
Oh, you're going
iRacing?
Dang. Is that just because she said real racing?
Probably.
I think I spend more time on iRacing than Katie does.
Nice.
Because I'm cooking and cleaning.
All right. So, do you guys follow Supercross at all?
Yes.
All right. Barsha or Webb?
Barsha.
You guys are both going. What about Roxon or Tomac?
What was that?
What about Roxon or Tomac?
Roxon.
Hey.
What's the next one we got?
How about favorite food?
Favorite type of food?
Mexican.
Sushi.
You going sushi? Ooh, sushi.
Way off.
Didn't somebody pick sushi the other day, too?
Yeah, last time. Yep.
I feel like somebody, yeah. So, okay, Little Smokies or pizza rolls?
Drum roll.
Little Smokies.
Yes. Love it.
But she won't make them. She said they're too fattening.
So good.
Sorry.
What are you picking, Katie?
I guess I'll go with the pizza roll.
Pizza roll.
Well, then neither of them are good.
So much better.
Dude, so there's been a few people who didn't know what Little Smokies were, and I'm like, dude, you're missing out.
Gotta give them a shot.
They haven't lived the camp life or the dirt life if they haven't tried Little Smokies.
Agreed.
They're so good, though.
Agreed. How about favorite soda? I feel like there's a Dr. Pepper in there.
Yeah.
Sprite.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, you guys are both on Sprite?
The clear choice.
Don't pick what I pick.
All right, Uggs or Crocs?
Uggs.
I have Croc sandals on right now.
Do you have them in four-wheel drive?
Oh my god!
Do you have them in four-wheel drive?
Wait, what was that?
Do you have your Crocs in four-wheel drive? Have you seen that?
That's a good one.
When you put the back up, it's called putting them in four-wheel drive.
I'm gonna have to to write that one down.
Okay, most memorable race.
World Championship when I
Tumbelina
won the Perseverance Award.
Do you have one that's personal to you, Nico, or is it one of hers?
I think the Reno race last year, she went into the second turn, over jumped it, turned into the car, rolled up and over it, and then landed on all fours, drove back, and got her best finish of 6 and passed a bunch of cars and drove like everything was into the wind and it's time to go fast.
Dude, you got to figure out how to pull that mentality out of her and get her going like that same day.
Right?
Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Cookie dough.
Mint chip.
Oh, mint chip.
It's always a pretty good one. Ski or snowboard?
You're hungry now?
Yeah. Ski or snowboard?
Snowboard. Well, I can't do either.
Me neither.
Dogs. Oh, actually, well, this is going to be easy for Katie, but dogs or cats?
Dogs and birds. If Katie had a choice, it'd be birds all the way.
That's what I was going to say, or birds, but...
We just got a cockatiel for Lily.
Did you
She's
really?
So pumped, yeah.
Did you hear what he said?
Katie's secretly the crazy bird lady.
No, I'm not.
Did you hear what...
I'm not.
Katie, did you hear what Casey just said?
No.
My oldest daughter just got a cockatiel. It's so cool looking.
Oh, she did?
She did. She's all pumped.
That's pretty cool. She's going to have to learn how to take care of that thing, though.
Yep,
huh?
she's learning.
Is she really?
That's so exciting.
Yeah, she's pretty
pumped. Birds are the best. Next to race cars.
Okay, what's the next one, Case?
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Netflix.
So if you had to pick, like, if you guys, who's going to control the remote then? If Katie wants to watch YouTube, does that mean you don't get to watch Netflix?
No, definitely I control the remote Netflix.
Everything.
She plays TikTok videos and dance videos on YouTube. And it's
I'm obsessed. I know like everyone.
Hey, so actually I got a question about this. So on Instagram, they just came out with Reels. I don't get it. Is it supposed to take over, like, is it supposed to be TikTok on Instagram?
Couldn't tell
Wait,
you.
what are they having?
Instagram, instead of a story, you can do a reel. It's called REEL. It's like TikTok on Instagram.
It must be.
Yeah, you got to check it out, social media queen. Figure it all out.
I'll have to check it out.
One of them just bought TikTok, I thought.
Oh, they bought TikTok?
One of them did. I thought. I could have swore I read that.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Oh, wow.
So anyways, check it out.
Whatever it is.
You have to figure it
You'll
out.
see him on TikTok soon.
see Nico doing TikToks?
It's every day. Did you see the one I sent you? We need to do this. I'm like, no way.
All right.
He's so boring.
What's the next one?
It's you.
Burrito or taco?
Burrito.
Burritos.
No way! I'm sad.
Why? What'd you think?
I was thinking tacos. Because you were saying tacos were delicious, but maybe it's just when you go to Mexico, the answer would be different.
Well, right now I'm thinking of California burritos.
I knew it. I totally knew she was going to say that.
Dude, both of the people that were on the show tonight, Josh Shorter and Katie and Nico, all picked California burritos.
Sounds. I kind of want one on the way home now.
Well, he lives in El Cajon now, but he lived in Vista before, so he's like right by you guys. So.
Okay.
All right, what's the next one?
I'm going to have to buy one on the way home, apparently.
California burrito?
Yeah. Okay, Supercross or motocross?
Supercross.
Yeah.
You're going Supercross too? Even though motocross is starting up right now?
It's getting ready to start. Can't wait.
I would say just because my mom liked all the cute boys racing growing up, so I'd like to watch with her.
Nice. Supercross is fun, though. Okay. So this is an open-ended question. What other form of racing would you like to try? And I always preface this with everybody. It can be monster trucks. It can be boat racing. It can be planes. It can be F1, like anything.
Formula One.
Nice.
Or rallycross, I think. We bought the Subaru for her to learn stick, and then she just wants to track day it.
Dude.
You're like,
So, baby steps.
I suggest if you guys are doing a track day, get a rental. So we have this track called Indy Motorsports down here from us, and it was a full track day, right? There, guys
Guys brought out like full prototype cars. They had like full on modded out Subarus, like all this stuff. We brought out a Fleet V6 Mustang, 2-wheel drive, like 16-inch wheels, like normal run-of-the-mill tires, and we waxed all of them except for a Dodge Viper.
That would be so much fun. Sign me up. Like, that would be amazing.
It barely got back to the rental car company though.
Did you get the insurance?
Oh yeah, it was beat to shit, man.
We're not gonna do that with mine because we got the rod knock in the Subaru really quick. And we blew a motor. And luckily we have warranty.
Was that a timing chain or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right, Case, what's the last one?
All right, last final question. It's the best question. Chips and guacamole or fries and ketchup?
Chips and guacamole.
Nice.
Woo, winners!
Nice. In stereo even.
Yeah, in stereo.
I love Mexican food. I can eat it every day.
So maybe a California burrito and some chips and guac is on your guys' way home tonight, huh?
It's on my way.
Perfect. Sounds like that's what you're getting me for dinner.
Well, thank you very much, Katie. Thanks for joining us too, Nico. We really appreciate it, man.
Yes.
When all this racing stuff gets a little bit more settled and people can go out to the races and watch, we're definitely going to come out and watch you guys. But until then, we wish you very good luck, and thank you very much for joining us tonight. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome to come out and play with us anytime. Thank you so much for having me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my sponsors, Gladiator by XComp, X-Sprite. Super HEV has been with me since day one, as you know.
Yep.
Grid, Gator Wraps, all the people that have come together, and mostly my husband, Nico, and Pete, Corin, Got Sand Performance, and all my friends that come together and help me, B and Cecil. They work closely with me too. It's just family and friends, and there's just a handful of us, and I wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for them, and learning from great people like you. So thank you so much, and follow along, kdvracing.com.
Well, thank you guys very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Nico, for joining us too. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Katie. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Enjoy your burritos and guacamole. We'll see you guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
He's buying.
All right, we'll see you guys. Have fun.
Night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Man, that was super cool. It's always so good to talk with like-minded individuals. But when you go through, and I've known Katie for years, but I didn't know a lot of those little intricacies of her life, right? So it's so cool to be able to see all of the things that she's done, all of the things that she's been through, and all of the things that she wants to do. It just makes you feel like you really know somebody, right?
Yeah, it's cool to hear what makes her tick, and that's pretty much what we were saying before, that with our guests, is that, like you said, it's all so surface level, it seems, until you get into the mechanics of why they do what they do, and it's always super cool to hear that stuff.
It's the deep down stuff that really makes them tick, like you said. It's so cool. Well, thank you very much for everybody for joining us. We didn't have time in the beginning because we were such a stacked show. We really appreciate everybody following along. I can't believe it's already been a year and just a couple days here for the Dirt Life show to be operating. We've done some very, very cool stuff, and I'm so thankful for all of our sponsors, supporters, for our audience members, all the friends of the show, all of our guests that have been on. It's just been so cool. So thank you very much to each individual sponsor. Thank you to the guys at Shock Therapy. Thank Justin for calling in. You can always use the code DIRTLIFE at shocktherapist.com, or you can give them a call and say, mention the Dirt Life sent you or George sent you, and you can save some money. I know Casey's buddies have gotten their suspension done. We know a whole bunch of people are just having a great time with their Shock Therapy suspension. Thank you very much to the guys over at Rugged Radios. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at ruggedradios.com. Thanks to Ryan at KMC Wheels for giving us this wheel to have in the studio to showcase, and obviously, if you paid attention to our social media, you've seen that he's outfitting our Dirt Life Sprinter van that we're configuring. So thank you very much for those, Ryan. We really appreciate it. If you guys need any wheels,
they're probably like in limited supply right now because the Best in the Desert's starting up for the Vegas Arena. But please support the brands that support us. So go get yourself some KMC wheels. Like Katie said before, and the Gladiator guys said, thank you to the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. Travis over at Zollinger Racing Products is a fantastic dude. They've been with us since day one. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at ZollingerRacingProducts.com. And Lance and Vanessa and Zeke and everybody over at Solderweld, you can thank them as well because they've been on board since day one too. So they make an off-road repair kit that everybody should have in their vehicles. So please go purchase one of those at solderweld.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to save yourself a whole bunch of money. Before we get into next week's show, you got anything else for us?
Yeah. Hey, thanks everybody for commenting in, and apologies for some of those getting buried. We had a lot of fun on the show, and like I said, like we always say, we're so pumped to have everybody chiming in. We really want that, and it bums me out a little bit when we kind of roll past them and don't get back to them. So sorry for that. We'll do better. I'll try to do better, trying to jump in on those. We appreciate your guys' interaction.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult when I'm talking the whole time.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, we're interacting and with the guests, but we want to be speaking with our listeners as well. And yeah, I do. I want to say a huge thanks to you for doing that for me, man. That is awesome. And
for the jersey?
It's so cool. As a memorial to my pop. I love it. And
it looks super cool.
It does look cool.
If people can't see it, like if you're listening on iTunes and you want to see it, Casey is a CPEC 511 on Instagram. He'll probably post a picture of it or something.
No doubt.
But it's a cool Thor jersey. Thank you very much to Josh Shorter and everybody.
Josh.
And it has a couple logos like the Dirt Life and his bicycle team Off the Road Again. And it's just cool to see that. It's just such a good memory for your father too.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to mean a lot to
he's going to be riding with you every time
my
you
family.
Get on the bike.
Yep, absolutely. So appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. And obviously thank you to Josh for doing all that stuff. So
for sure.
The Silver State 300 is coming up this week. We cannot wait to watch and keep track of everybody. Good luck to all the racers out there. We want everybody to do well and stay safe. Next week's show, we have one of the greatest, Wayne Matlock, is coming on, and we're going to do a Vegas to Reno review. We're going to have a few people calling in.
And a moto review.
Yep. And the last thing, Loretta Lynn's Pro Motocross review.
My bad.
But it's going to be another packed show, man. I think we have so many things to talk about all the time. We're going to have to extend the 2.5 hour limit or whatever and have it be longer, but
it almost needs to be 2 a week or something.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so
so much work.
Or I just need to do a better job posting on social media or something. But thank you guys very, very much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. You guys are our lifeblood. The more people we can get on the show, the better. So please share this with all your friends. Please interact as much as possible. Follow us on social media. Have a good time with us at The Dirt Life Show. You can always check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on Facebook. All of the audio platforms. iTunes is the biggest one, but we have Spotify, we have Amazon, we have everything. So you guys can check us out on whatever your favorite platform is. So please, please keep supporting the show. We have a 1-year anniversary, man. We want to make it 2 and 3 and just keep growing. So thank you guys so much.
I'll see if I can find something better, maybe from my garage next year.
For an anniversary present.
Thanks, Gladiator. Appreciate it. We had a good time.
Exactly. So thank you guys very much for living your dirt life with us. We really appreciate it. We will see you guys next week. Good night.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.